Huh. I mean, maybe it will. There we go. That works. Okay. Now, what I'll tell you is this beautiful evening. Hello, welcome to Madhouse, everybody. It is I, Jaffe. I appreciate you being here. I guess I should call it Keemstar's Madhouse since he, really created it. Thank you for being here.
That would be apropos, Jaffe.
It really
but this
wouldn't
is
be
tech talk.
Oh, right, yeah. I appreciate you being here. That's Bunny, that's Tech. I hope tonight the internet will be a lot better. I did some checking today. If it is anything, it's on the hardware end. I'm going out tomorrow to pick up a new router, so that will be fixed by tomorrow. I'll explain what happened to the Beachwalk in just a second. But for now, let's begin the goddamn cockadoodie show. This, my dear delightful friends, is called, it's called Madhouse. Here we go. Come on now. Bump, 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 bump. Well, welcome to the show, my delightful whimsical skedaddlers. It is I, Jaffe. There's Tech over there. There's Ms. Bunny Button up there. We are glad to see you. We are glad to be doing a show for you this evening. Like I said, let me know if the sound is working. Let me know if the tech is all working, and we will give you guys the best show we can. The beach walk this morning, here's what happened, truth be told. We did a IRL stream Monday, which was a lot of fun. People seemed to like it. And what ended up happening was people were like, dude, it's just hard to hear you. And I don't have lavalier mics yet. So I ordered 2 lavalier mics that go with Tech's phone, because I need a new phone because my phone is shit. And those will be here tomorrow or Monday, which means we will be making that up. We will be doing it tomorrow or Monday or maybe even Saturday. Just to, goddamn, go out. Just depending on when it shows up. So that's why. But we're still doing 2-mile walk on the San Diego beach, either tomorrow or coming up on Monday. So we apologize for the delay, but that is what is going on. Okay, I lit a candle in honor of, I don't fucking know. I just like the smell of candles. I like the smell of candles, and
America.
I like the smell of matches. I like the smell of matches. Yeah, this hat, Ricky, is some nice fucking hat right here. This is brand new. It's available in our merch shop right here. We'll put a link up pretty soon, or you can find it somewhere on the YouTube about. I love this one. I've had about 4 Sweet Tooth Killer Creamery hats made. I've never liked any of them. They don't fit very well. They don't hold. Yeah, me too. They don't hold their shape usually. This one holds its shape. The embroidery is really good. It's readable. I'm a big fucking fan. So if you're interested in such shenanigans, you can pick this up in our merch store, and more things will be coming soon. Let me put this behind me while Bunny and Tech tell you what's going on with the day. Hang on.
What's the word of the day, Tech?
Jesus, come on, you guys.
The word of the day.
I didn't say the word. I didn't say the word of the day. I said while Bunny and Tech tell you.
I did.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I was asking you to tell you the word of the day.
I know what's going on today. What's the word of the day?
Jesus, you guys.
The word of the day is a word that identifies a group of individuals, a group of people in society that is no longer allowed to be said publicly on the airways.
You know what I hate?
It's a bad word.
I don't like the word. The R. I don't like how
grovel.
Now, I don't like the R word that people are now using because it's like
retribution.
No, but it's like okay, you can dislike. First off, nobody was ever looking to throw you in jail for misgendering somebody or saying this word or that word. No one was ever saying that. This is not political, by the way. This is just annoying, which sometimes is the same thing. Okay? But the liberal use these days of the R word, it's like, do what you want. I mean, I can tell you what I want. Yeah, I know. No one cares. Say it all day long. I'm just saying, you know why people had a problem with the R word? Because it's fucking rude. It's mean. You have a kid who basically has a learning disability and they are that word and you use it in a derogatory way. And it's like, oh, here we go. Jaffe's preaching. I'm not preaching. I'm just, why can't we all be nice guys like me? What's so hard about being a nice guy like me? Is it just because listening to Andrew Tate, that the nice guys don't win? And I'm an old guy, so I've already had my sort of pick of the litter and everything back when I was younger, so I can kind of, throw out the baby in the bathwater, but you're still out there trying to hit the streets, hit the bricks and get the ladies. I don't know. Nice guys are not nice. Well, I'm one of the ones that is. I do use the word Jezebel liberally, Willie Farnsworth. I use the word Jezebel liberally because it is so clearly not a word that is currently in circulation that anybody who hears it must know I'm doing a bit. I'm being stupidly over-the-top folksy. Why would I say Jezebel? I mean, who even knows what that means? No one.
Women.
Well,
we know what it means.
Do you really?
Deeply.
They feel what it means.
Bunny, do you know where?
But
I don't even know.
I could see where there's an argument that that word was at one point used against women, and now it's not. It's used as just a throw around word, and you could argue that the same is happening with the R word.
You could.
That in some years it won't be used in that way at all. It'll just be a throw around word like Jezebel.
Yeah, but now you're right.
Jaffe doesn't know where that word comes from.
I assume it comes from the Bible, but I don't know. Is that a biblical
it's Jewish.
character? Okay, but there's a Jewish Bible.
Word.
It's called the Old Testament.
It's Hebrew for not exalted or like not pure.
But
you're saying like,
was she a character they made up for the Bible or for the Old Testament that was like a bad lady?
Well, no, they called this person the not pure person. Like, oh, look at this not pure. Look at this not exalted.
You mean not pure, not like racially pure, or like they
probably
fucked somebody?
had children out of wedlock or something.
Yeah.
It was
so
like
Jezebel is just two words put together, and then they took those two words and that's a name for something now.
See, why can't
not
we all
impure.
Look? We're about to agree on something, the red and the blue, in just a second. But before we get to that beautiful moment in the shining sun, why are the religious people so fucking judgy? Shut the fuck up. Let the woman have a child out of wedlock if she wants. You don't know her fucking story. You don't know her. Leave her the fuck alone. Right? Stop being so fucking judgy, all these religious fucking people. That's what I would say. But here's where we'll come together. And it has to do with the Cracker Barrel. We were ahead of this story because we fucking are real fucking journalists. We were talking about the goddamn Cracker Barrel.
We're real Cracker Barrel fans.
You goddamn right. We're crackers. That's what they call us, crackers.
Y'all too.
But we're fucking. We were talking about the interior shift of the decor in Cracker Barrel about a month ago on this show. And that's where I first heard the term from you guys, beige moms, because it looks like a horrible, and I love, by the way, going to Williams-Sonoma and their website and their store at Christmas, right? But usually their store is just like, when Banana Republic, if you remember, used to actually feel like jungle exploration shit. And then it just became a bunch of fucking Gap khaki shit. That's what Cracker Barrel interior looks like now. Well, we were bitching about this a month ago. And now today the stock dropped 20% because they came out with the new logo. And I'm telling you something. I mean, this is where the red states and the blue states can agree. What I don't like is the fact that like people seem to think they got rid of the old white guys sitting on the porch because it represented racism. And I'm like, okay, you can be, and they're like, they think it's going against American values. It's like American values are not racist. If you want to sit on the porch as a white guy in a rocking chair, that's a beautiful, iconic image of the South, right? That I loved sitting on the porch, eating peanuts and
favorite pastime,
pulling the green bean strings down for my grandmother and putting them in a bucket and shit, and I'm as progressive as they come. But so I wish the people who were pushing back would stop thinking that, because I want Cracker Barrel to return to what they were as well. But that doesn't mean the racist stuff, because they had a whole LGBT problem like 10 years ago where they wouldn't serve certain people.
Did they?
Yeah, and they turned it around.
Did they?
They did. They absolutely did. And they
I had no idea.
Yeah, there was a big story. Look it up, Tech. And they turned it around and everything, and that's great. And then, so we can love the South, and we can love the rocking chairs and the porches and the neighborly stuff, and even people who were like, Cracker Barrel to them, and they were probably romanticizing it, but I get it. They said Cracker Barrel to them was like going to grandma's for Sunday dinner after church. That's what it felt like. And what I didn't know, and if you've ever been to Cracker Barrel, the decor in Cracker Barrel is like Americana, right? But apparently that was all real. Those were not prefab. Every store had the same props. They had like a whole team they sent out to auctions and yard sales all over America. And each store was curated almost like a museum of all of their stuff.
Cool.
And they just fucking pulled it off. And I'm just like, lady, because it's the CEO. She's a lady who's running it now. I'm in, man. Have a Cracker Barrel gay pride parade float. Absolutely. Make your store inclusive. That's total American values. That's totally Christian values. If you're truly into Christianity as it was taught by the Yahweh, the Jesus. But
the Yahweh. I love Jaffe's take of, years ago. Yeah, just a couple years back, they had that LGBT scandal. Yeah, 1991, protests erupted after Cracker Barrel fires some LGBT workers.
Okay, so it was, 30 years ago, but still.
Yeah, longer than I've been alive. Longer than Bunny's been alive.
Well, okay, fine. But what I'm saying to you, though, is that there was a time when you could link racism, homophobia, some real nasty shit to Cracker Barrel, just like you could kind of link that to certain institutions of the South. And they've said, no, we're going to celebrate the South, what's great about the South and that charm, without the racism, without the homophobia. And I'm like...
Yeah, it was the coziness.
The neighborliness.
Yeah, it was cozy.
Yeah. Now, here's what I don't understand, though. I don't understand, these executives don't make decisions usually, in a vacuum. They must have analytics and numbers, and they must look at it and go, well, if we either do this or we die. Because, I would eat at Cracker Barrel probably once a month if we had one out here, but we don't have one. When I was in Birmingham, I would always go to Cracker Barrel. Apparently, the food quality's gotten worse. And the other thing I'll tell you about it is, they had the best goddamn gift shop in the world, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Holy moly, man. Going to that Cracker Barrel gift shop at the Christmas time, it was delightful. It was delightful. Darth Nugget says, I think there was some racist stuff from 2004 with Cracker Barrel. Yeah, at least they're trying, unlike Chick-fil-A, but that's a different story. Anyway, the point is they lost 20% of their stock price, their stock value today. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to turn and change. I hope they do. I hope they see it's like nobody would. Because if they were offering, and somebody did a post on Twitter today about why do these fucking companies always change their fucking logos? It doesn't have, the original Burger King logo was great. The new one is shit. Yeah. The original Apple logo.
Well, Burger King shit.
Okay. But they vacillate, but the logo was great. Apple computers used to have a beautiful fucking logo with the apple and the rainbow, and this is before the rainbow, meant something. And it was just fun and it was cool. And now it's just this boring gray corporate horse shit. I don't understand it. Carlos Hernandez, thank you for the first super chat of the day. Our show thrives and rives and wives and dives talking oral sex, boys, on super chats and memberships and gifted memberships. We sure would love it if you could be more like your brother Carlos Hernandez, dropping a super chat and saying, we don't have a Bed Bath & Beyond here in Cali. Well, they just moved their whole operation out of California.
What?
They I don't know if there's not stores anymore, but the headquarters, the operations moved out of California because apparently there's lots of really anti-business regulations in California, and some of them sound ridiculous. Like, I'll give you an example. We had termites here, and I had them for a year, and I kept calling the termite guys. And they were like, okay, we obviously know you have termites. We see dead ones when we come here. But there's a California regulation apparently that says unless the registered exterminator sees a living termite, they cannot put in the request with the city to tent your home or to treat them beyond a certain level. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me the California regulation says I have to just hope in your weird window when you say you'll be here Wednesday between 2 and 8 that a termite just happens to come out when you happen to be here? It's California. I love California.
Yeah.
But California gets a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Why do people complain about fast food prices? Easy. Just stop eating there, then they'll lower prices. Well, Shaquille Oatmeal, what I will tell you is today McDonald's said that it starts next month, they are going to be promoting franchise owners to lower their combo prices because they said it's getting ridiculous. And if you own a McDonald's franchise and you say, yes, I'll go in on this deal to lower our combo prices, they get incentives from the main McDonald's corporation. So, I mean, you could stop going out to eat. You could stop doing a lot of things, but there is a point.
Did you see that post that was made where it was like, the cost for inventory for a franchise from the year 2000 for McDonald's has gone up 10% from I think the year 2000 to like the year 2015. Okay. But the prices from 2000 to 2015 have gone up like 90% on the combos and shit.
Yeah.
Like they're just pocketing it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're greedy corporations, man. Jaffe, think about this. Wouldn't it be great if there was and maybe you just can't compete at this level, but wouldn't it be great if there was like a grassroots group of companies that said, you know what? We're going to just start making shit, and we're not building companies to sell them. We don't want to ever go public. We just want to do good business, become wealthy if we can. But there's a difference between wealth and just vulgar greed. By the way, Tech is going to pick up my beautiful daughter from work. He'll be back, but don't go yet. What are the two things you're going to pick up after you pick up my beautiful daughter?
Oh shit, I thought it was just dog food. Is there a second thing?
What did I say? I wanted a surprise. You're going to get me some candy, right? Don't tell me what it is. Come on now.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot the candy. I'll get it.
Drive safe. We'll see you when you get back.
It's going to be gross.
So you still have to pay McDonald's rent for the property. No, that's true. That's absolutely true. It's called a business for a reason, to maximize profit, says Realski. Yeah, I get it. But now again, and this could be naive, but there seems like there used to be a time where you could be a company and you could be very interested in being profitable. But at the same time, you could also be interested in just simply being a good steward of your community and your customers. Right? That it's like, hey, I like, you go off at times and you have a nails business, right? You do people's nails. I assume you charge with a profit in mind so you can, be successful. And at the same time, though, I assume there's genuine joy in it for you, that you want your customers to be happy. You want to do a good job. You want them to feel valued. I understand that there is a romanticization always of the good old days. But I do remember when you had a lot of these companies, even like Lucasfilm, Marvel Comics, DC Comics, before everything got eaten and gobbled up, it was, it wasn't a mom and pop store, but there was more of a real sense that they cared more, and now everything's a fucking widget.
Yeah.
So hopefully somebody can come back and change that shit, but who's to say? What's up? Did you? Oh, yeah. There it is. It's falling. It can't get up. I hear, now should we wait to talk about lolcow until you get back? Because I hear they were talking about us today. Huh? Okay, Bunny knows a lot about it. All I know is people in the chat earlier were like, and we're not going to spend too much time on lolcow tonight, but I heard that they were bitching about us today, and Wings was saying some shit. Was anything going on? Did I miss?
I missed them talking about us. I saw people saying they were. I tuned in for the stuff with Gidgey.
Oh, she
Did you
said the
get
N-word.
fired and then and then she got fired for a split second and then Keem brought her back.
Why did he bring her?
And I thought,
why did he bring her back?
so she could apologize and continue doing Queens, I guess.
Okay, so
And I was like, all we did was talk about one little vagina.
right. Well, I don't want to go back. I would not go back. But I'm just.
His grading scale for what gets you fired is just
I
crazy.
don't think anybody thinks we got fired in a fair way. I mean, like I've said before, it's not like we were on the 700 Club and suddenly we come on and start talking about Pat Robertson's wife's vagina and anal sex habits. This was a show, this was a network on YouTube that the previous week, their big story was some woman's vagina that looked like Arby's. You know, and it was people were making fun of it, you know. So I kind of assumed, vaginas are on the table or on the menu here at the Locale Universe.
Talk about vaginas.
But, whatever. He has a right to fire whoever he wants. It's his company. Jaffe, where's the donation button? I don't know. It should just say super chat or something. You guys don't see it. Alex says, Jaffe, why are you even worried about things like McDonald's? One day you will die and be in front of God and be judged. I don't care. I am, to quote a character in Indiana Jones, my soul is prepared. How's yours? I'm good. I have no problem if I died. Hey, Lord Troll, thank you for sending you and your viewers, buddy. It's great to see you. Everybody welcome Mr. Lord Troll. And the Trollettes. That's his new girl band. Look, if I stand in front of God, if God's real, and by the way, one of the topics tonight, we're going to have ChatGPT try to convince us that God is real and convert me. If I stand in front of him and he says, you're going to hell, I'd go, okay, I'll go to hell. I don't give a fuck. Because what a dick. What a dick God would be to kick somebody like me out of hell. Think about that. Bunny. My
God wouldn't do that.
Well, okay, but if you have your own personal Jesus, sure. But if you have to answer to a very specific God, no, I don't think so. Mm-hmm. Ricky says, I won't let you go to hell, Jaffe. I want to go to hell because if I'm going to hell or in the river, what I can tell you is all the people I like are probably there. You think the people imagine the people who will get into heaven if the rules as said are accurate, right? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Donald Trump will be in heaven.
School teachers.
No, it'll be like
Donald Trump.
It'll be like molesters who molested all these kids and then asked for forgiveness, right? As
they
part
did
of
ask for forgiveness. They remembered that.
Yeah, no.
They're
I'll be more than happy.
In.
I'll be in hell and I'll be like, yeah, hey man, I'm here. Thanks for keeping the place warm. I appreciate it. I only think just souls, says Ricky, will get into heaven and the rules are misunderstood to enslave men. It's all silly. It's all made believe. By the way, Ms. Bunny, I want to play you a clip. Now, we've talked about this on this show before, but we have not. Hello, Incognito. We have not. It's been a while since we've covered it, and it came back up on Joe Rogan, and I would just like to show it to you guys briefly. This is there was a comment made by one of these relatively respected UFO kind of researcher guys, Bob Lazar. And out of all of them, Lazar's the guy who seems to be the most credible. We watched some of his body language with a body language expert on this show, and he's like, dude, if this guy's lying, he's the most sinister, conniving psychopath I've ever seen. This is a guy who looks at people in courtrooms and determines, if they're lying or not. So this guy said that in the 70s, it had been revealed to him that religion had been created by man, and it was for man by aliens, so we wouldn't hurt each other as much because we're just containers, right? And now
I've heard that before.
It freaked me the fuck out because it makes me go, okay, what? So are we like a big fucking farm on the earth? Mm-hmm. And it's like all this is like grazing pasture for our souls. And when we die, they feast on them up on Xenu or some such shit. Well, watch this. This is an abductee of aliens, or at least allegedly so, talking to Jojo Rogan about his experience. Check this out. It's a little creepy. It's a little long, Bunny. I'll defer to you if you think it's going too long. It's 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That may be too much for us to bear. I don't want Willie. I just don't want Willie Farnsworth to have a conniption fit and a stroke because it might be too complicated. Here we go.
Have you ever seen Lazar talk about the weird that he heard when he was at S4?
No, what was
He
it?
said the weird was they said they had a very thick file that was about religion, and basically what it boiled down to is, at least what this file was saying, was that they view us as containers.
Yes.
And he wasn't specifying containers of what, like containers of souls, and like I don't know, but that's the terminology they used. They view us as containers.
By the way, that's Lazar saying he doesn't know. That's not Joe Rogan. Lazar's like, I don't know what we're containers for. He guessed maybe the soul, but he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if like a soul is an energy that you have to farm or that you have to extract, just like how we extract oil from the earth, that souls are things you extract, and so you need to grow a bunch of them, so you need people to just up a storm and clutter up a planet, and really what you're doing is just farming souls.
Yeah, dude, that's so
Can you imagine?
crazy.
You think that you're an OnlyFans model,
Yeah.
and you're a DJ at a strip club, and you're a football player, and you're a top scientist, and you're this and you're that, but really on the highest level, you're just in a farm. You're in a farm, and there's a super intelligent entity that's above and beyond anything you could ever comprehend, and the only thing it doesn't have is souls. So it needs souls, because souls are a real element. It's just like you need cobalt to make a battery.
Yeah,
You need
that's the belief.
You actually need a soul.
We're the battery that runs the simulation. It's so deep, dude.
Well, why would it? Why is that weirder than black holes?
Who's this guy?
I talk about that stuff.
Yeah, who is he? Okay.
Oh, he's doing an ad. Okay, well, I guess we'll watch his ad. Why not? Let's see what he's talking about.
When I realized that the aliens could move my very essence and my soul and my consciousness from my body, I had a spiritual crisis because I just thought, this is not allowed. Where did my Bible tell me that the aliens can take me out of my body and have any authority whatsoever over me or over the afterlife or over anything to do with my very essence, my soul, what makes me me? And now I understand that the humans are doing it as well. And so I'm devastated. I feel very betrayed. I had a
Yeah, well, you set yourself up for that with
It's like-
religion. But I mean, yeah, it's the soul thing though is fascinating. The fact that you've got Bob Lazar saying that, and he's pretty reputable in this world of this shit. Come on, man, what would that be like?
Yeah.
What were you going to say? It's like
It
what?
reminds me of like that woman, Human Vibrations, I told you about on Twitter a while back. She talks about energy pollution a lot, and it's like where she claims like the government's doing it, but where they stage certain things to get certain emotions out of people in mass, and they're harvesting it for some reason. Like I don't know what they're using it
harvesting
for, but
the emotion.
the emotion that everybody, like, she claims that like John Benet Ramsey wasn't real, and that was like a whole thing that they were doing to put in front of everybody, and everybody got so obsessed with it and attached to it, and they all felt these great emotions towards this little girl that she claims it wasn't even real. It was just fabricated to loose your energy and siphon it into something.
So like what 9/11?
That's what this reminds me of.
9/11 would have been like
Yeah,
that.
like like she claims like big world events were just fake. All of it's just fake, so that everybody gets on the same page with their emotions, and that makes it stronger for something. I still don't even know what she thinks they're using
Does
it
it
for.
have to be negative? I mean, could Grogu from the Mandalorian, the little Yoda baby that everybody fell in love with, could that?
No, she talks like the worst stuff gets the best energy out of people. Like
Interesting.
happiness and stuff is like a vibration that they can't do anything with, but
Right.
panic and stuff like that, they can do something with
I
it.
can work with this. Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very interesting. Shaquille Oatmeal keeps saying
it's
fake
weird.
alien invasion in November. I mean The real problem with the internet and the algorithm, especially of social media like Twitter, is obviously it feeds you what it thinks you're into. And so it makes it very difficult to get a real pulse of what the community is feeling and the world at large is feeling. But because I look up so much stuff on UFOs and all that stuff, yes, this Shaquille is right. There is a very vocal group of people that are saying that there is going to be a false flag coming up. He says November. I thought it was 2026. But regardless, this ship that's approaching that will be here in November, which a lot of people are saying it's probably a comet. But there are some people that are saying, no, this is something else. Comets don't behave this way. Comets don't have light sources, blah, blah, blah. That is a false flag, and they're going to use that to create a one world government. And get everybody to kind of, I guess, whatever. I mean, I suppose, but at that point you have to really parse that, right? And go, okay, if all these people have already gotten together to make a one world government, then why are we still fighting wars? Why not just say, oh, we're a one world I mean, what does it matter? If it's like, oh, well, then the people will buy into it. You don't need the people to buy into it now. Trump can cozy up with Putin. Putin's now like, I'm going to take even more land from Ukraine. People are upset, but what are they going to do? Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. So I don't know. But look, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind if that asteroid or that comet, was actually a ship that came here to blow the earth up. Why? That's a great way to go out. I mean, I have loved science fiction and movies and shit like this my whole life. I've looked up into space, wanted to see UFOs. If the way I go out is the earth explodes from an alien invasion, I'm like, well, that's good. You got to go out some way.
Knock that off my list.
Knock that. You're goddamn right. And then my soul gets used as a battery. Why not? Why the fuck not? Maybe that's why the Matrix hit so hard. 9/11, Incog says, happened because Bush wouldn't concede the election, so there was a lapse in leadership that led to the intelligence agencies not being able to properly inhibit the attacks. I mean, maybe I think there's a lot of other theories as to why it happened, but we'll probably never really know, but sure.
We'll never.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I get fed stuff in my algorithm, says Rob, because of the stuff that happens in this live stream. Google is definitely using live chats to market. It would not surprise me, but I would be surprised by that. My brother's in the chat. He says, oh, for fuck's sake. He's probably responding to the, he says, how arrogant to think it would take the Earth's destruction to end the human race. Well, right. I'm not saying they have to blow up the planet, although that would be dramatic. But, I mean, honestly, it's a little strange that if this thing is a ship, because the other thing they were saying is that the drones that appeared over New Jersey and everything, it's still happening, but in the winter of last year, those were scout ships that were coming to sort of prep for the invasion. I'm like, motherfucker, if you can make a ship that can travel through interstellar space at enough of a speed that the crew can survive, or at least 10 generations before they get here, you don't need to scout out the vulnerabilities of people. I mean, you've already killed us with your technology. But I don't fucking know. Jaffe, do you believe in the Big Bang, says Alex? I mean, I believe in science that is now starting to think there may be other explanations other than the Big Bang. What is it? It's the big bounce, is what they're saying, that we're inside a black hole, and the Big Bang was basically when so much stuff hit the bottom that it shot out, and we're still trapped in a black hole, and it's just a constant bounce up and down for eternity. But so what I would say is I believe in the fact that there are a lot of great scientists that are trying to get to the truth, and in trying to get to the truth, they are always reevaluating what the truth is and how they go after it. But the idea of believing in the Big Bang, I'm as agnostic on it as almost anything, but I mean, there's more proof to that than, God, if you need that. Right, folded time as well, Arathazal. I say you can't find us in the universe just like that. Fucking hard, smallest fucking planet ever in a rando solar system. If we encounter aliens, it means they were here all along. Yeah, who knows? We'll find out together, or we'll never find out. I also heard today, though, that that those drones over Jersey were actually Russia and China, which America is saying now they're 10 years ahead of us. And that's why we haven't been able to really compete with them. The Pentagon said a couple of times the last month that we are really behind in our drone technology. And so that sounds more likely. Anyway, okay. All right. Well, let's move on. By the way, if you want, I think if my brother's still in the chat, when there's something that happened recently at Cracker Barrel, Philip, we were talking about the LGBT drama over there, and I guess they've improved it and they've turned a corner and everything, but I don't know exactly what it was. Somebody said it happened in the 90s, but I seem to remember it being a little bit more recent than that. But hang on, I want to show you where'd that lady's Cracker Barrel post go.
Thank you, Anna G. Anna G gifted one David Jaffe membership.
Anna G.
Thank
What
you.
can she do without a knee? I don't know if she'll ever run track, but she reaches into her pocket and back and gives us money and donos. Thank you, Anna G. You know we love you with all our heart and soul. We'll
Thank
go to the
you,
sock
Anna
hop
G.
with us. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All
Love
right.
Anna G.
God, Big Bang drones and all that stuff, but I'm really interested in hearing your opinion on the latest Twisted Metal. I hear the last 2 Twisted Metal episodes were terrible. I think Rocker Matt said that to me in the Discord or somewhere earlier. But I honestly have not. I stopped watching after the 3rd episode. I liked the 2nd and 3rd episode a lot. I just, I was bored. I lost interest. It's fine. I mean, it's very cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool, but things, you got so much shit competing for your time, so much shit competing for your effort. And in fact, and I know you guys haven't seen this. I'm about to reveal something brand new that I think you're going to always remember that you saw this first here on Madhouse. And let me share this with Bunny as well. This is, have you guys seen, there you go. Have you guys seen this lady? Look at her. I
love her.
I love
Gentle.
her. I love her. And the problem is I want to click on it and see what the fuck it is, but I refuse.
Click it. Tech ain't here.
Sea of Conquest, but then they've linked up with the King of Fighters, which is a real game. So my guess, fuck it.
Yeah.
No, it's already downloading. It's doing it. I don't want it to
Good.
No, shut up, Bunny. If this gets fucked up again, you'll know why. I'm just going to delete that thing. Don't fucking download that shit. Oh, shit.
Can't handle the pirate baddies.
I can handle it. I just want, okay, I'm just going to seaofconquest.com. Sea of Conquest. I just want to know what kind of game it actually is, given that the art looks so sexy time. www.seaofconquest.com. Here we go. I totally will get a virus, but
Yeah. Can we jork it to this?
I guess you can. I guess nothing's happening though. It doesn't even have a.
That's all we need to know.
Not even working. All right. Well, there she is. I guess that's all we're gonna get. That's all we're gonna get.
Dang.
Okay. You can probably watch a YouTube video. That's probably a good point. Okay. So wait a minute. I want to let you know something, but I've forgotten. Okay, so let's move on. Look at this shit. Teen confronts disgusting monster dad who attempted alleged honor killing at a bus stop in court. Now, look.
What?
Look. This is I don't know. Okay, I'm not doing a bit here. I really want to talk to you guys about this. I want to figure out, because I can be a judgy fuck. Okay, I can be a judgy fuck. And I understand that everybody's got their, they've got their culture and their religion and all this shit. But isn't there a point that we can sort of point at fellow humans, and not just of this particular faith? We're seeing it in America. We're seeing it with all this white Christian nationalist bullshit. Can we not point to some people and just say, you know what? You're not capable of living with the rest of us. So here's what we're going to do. You got to go live over there. We're not going to kill you. We're not going to go to war with you. But listen to this. The teen lashed out at her parents after a witness reported seeing her father choke her into unconsciousness outside of school, where she resisted his alleged attempt to take her overseas for an arranged marriage to an older man. She was 17 years old at the time. And she stood up to him in court. She says, "You think I'm a disgusting human being? Well, I think you're a disgusting monster," she told her father. "You're a monster, and I can't believe you're my dad. How can you call yourself a father? You tried to kill me. My dad tried to kill me with his own hands." I can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And this is for me genuinely not knowing. When they marry their kids off, is there like an exchange of money or something happening?
Well,
like what drives them to do it?
Well, my understanding is there are certain cultures, like I think India is still very decently sized with arranged marriages, but that you can't force that on someone, right? The father can't say you're marrying that guy, but there is an exchange and things like that. Yes. But this, I really don't know enough about it. Sharifi says, Jaffe, the choke her part is going to a court case, not the arranged marriage. No, I get it. I understand. But the arranged marriage isn't illegal, but I do imagine if you're going to, you can still, I don't know if it's legal for a father to say, if you're underage, I can basically pick you up and take you anywhere on the planet and you can't call that kidnapping.
Have to do it.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that counts or not, but I think both things are really, really bad. Certainly that he tried to kill is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This happened in I think it was in America, which is probably why it's going to court for the killing. Let's see where this was. This happened. It was an honor killing, refers to the practice in some Middle East and South Asian where male family members feel duty bound to murder a female family member who has brought dishonor and shame to their family by transgressing social norms. Ugh. I'm sorry. I don't think I and people like me are more evolved. I just think we're different. And so these people have just as much right, I suppose, to live as anybody else. But my God, do we have to share space?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just tired of people like this. Leave the girl alone. Fuck your family, you son of a bitch. Nobody gives a shit about your family's honor but you. How about you care about your daughter and be a fucking good father? Be a good parent. You brought shame on my family. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
But we do it here. We do a lot of that shit here. Not literally like that, but we put all this shit on people and we judge them and we make them feel terrible and we kill them and, I don't know. Maybe we should just kind of, the entire human race needs to go into cryogenic sleep for the next 5. Well, I guess, we wouldn't evolve at that point, but we somehow need to have a timeout for the species and just go, look, this isn't working. There's a potential it can work. We should try to make it work because we could be Star Trek. We could be great, Bunny Button. We could be great.
I know. We could do it. It's right there. It's in reach.
It's in reach, but my God, we just don't seem... We just don't seem to be able to get our heads around it. Philip says we do equally horrible things, but it's couched in our culture so it doesn't feel as bad, right? It's a lack of cognition and self-reflection in our culture. It's horrible. Mm-hmm. I think Bunny's great already, says RPG. Well, she'll be in hell with me.
Thank you. I got a spot next to the AC, so
good for you.
Got a deal worked out.
Jaffe, arranged marriage happens for girls that are very young, age 14. That's the problem, not the arranged marriage part. It's all a problem in my mind. Okay? If you're saying someone else can force you to marry someone, now please educate me. If you're saying arranged, because it sounds like in this story that we were just talking about, there was an assumption that even though the girl did not want to get married, it was the father's call. Mm-hmm. That's my issue with it. Obviously, the age.
Have you ever known anyone
to do what?
Have you ever known anyone that's been in an arranged marriage?
No, I saw The Color Purple where Celie had to marry Mister, and then the dad had sex with Celie, and he says, "Don't ever tell anybody, it'd kill your mama." Remember that? That's sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I
I
don't.
had
Do
a
you?
friend in Yeah, I had a friend in high school. She was Indian and she's married through an arranged marriage, but it was pretty much if she didn't marry the guy that I mean, when we were in like middle school, she knew who she was going to marry.
Was
Like he
he
went to her
in-
church and
Okay,
stuff.
so he was local
He
kid.
was her age. Yeah. Yeah, and they grew up knowing each other and stuff, so it was like it was easier for her, and they're still married to this day, but her family pretty much told her if she didn't marry who they wanted her to, they weren't going to pay for her school, and because she wanted to go to she's a doctor now, but
But why
they
did she
like
want?
told her they wouldn't support her.
Did she want to marry this guy?
Yeah, it was I think because they grew up together and stuff and she knew him her whole life, I think that probably made it easier, but she knew what it was. She knew that
Yeah, look, if-
she
if-
didn't
if
marry him, she
she-
wouldn't get her school paid for. And
Yeah, I mean
so
that's not, there's a lot of bad arrangements when people get married, even normally, where it's like, well, I'm doing this because X,
Yeah.
Y, Z. Think about how fucked up morality is. How many lives has this doctor saved? And it's like you had to basically give up the idea of romance and falling in love and all that, and that's awful. But there might be 50 people whose lives she saved, and in those saved lives, who knows how many other lives were touched in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if we could.
Yeah, they seem like they have a happy marriage. I mean, I see them on Facebook all the time, and they seem like a normal
Yeah, Facebook's the
married
great place
couple
to go
that seem
to.
happy. And
Oh yeah. If you want
Yeah, everybody posts, the good
if you
stuff.
want to know if someone's marriage is here's how you know if someone's relationship's in trouble, by the way. This is guaranteed to work 80% of the time. Okay? Here's what you do. You go into their social media. If they post something about date night and they're excited for date night with their hubby or something, you know their marriage is on the rocks. Because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
nothing's wrong with having a
You
date
should just
night.
be doing that.
Just go fucking do that. Nobody cares about that. You should be, and I've seen this happen probably 5 times. And that is why I know good and God, yeah, Philip says 60% of the time it works every time. If you stand in this circle, 100% of the time, there's a 60% chance of rain. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm fucking saying, But I mean, it is a pretty uncanny thing regarding how frequently someone posts date night. I know a woman who posted that, and 4 months later, she was out of the marriage and came out as a lesbian. I'm just like, never,
it happens a lot.
yeah, never post date night. I have met I know a number, not like 100, but I know about 5 women that I met as straight and have since said, I want to be with women. Some people you would never know, some people very well known in my industry. And it's kind of like, I like how JD in the chat just wrote live, laugh, love. And then he has a mean face. I think you have it backwards, sir. You're not doing it right.
Love.
But yeah, anyway, point is though, I mean, it happens. I mean, you are a bisexual person, but do you have a preference? Obviously you enjoy being who you're with in the moment, but if you had to snap your fingers and say you had to be for the rest of your life with one person, what gender? Or would they be non-binary, or what would your preference be?
I prefer to date males. I've dated women, and I love women and I love being with women, but I don't love dating women.
So
It's
you
different.
you find women sexually arousing, you enjoy being with them in that way, but they're exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole different ball game.
Okay,
of a
so you would
relationship
choose
in my experience.
You would choose to go with a man then, if you had to make a choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to this now. Listen to this very generous super chat. We appreciate it, buddy. Ashoka Tano. Is that the character's name? I know it's Ashoka. Is it Tano at the end? Anyway, I'm an American-born Indian guy, and let's just say I'm in my 40s. Let's just say that. You know what?
We'll say
it's
it.
not true,
Yeah.
but you know what? Let's just go out on a limb here
We'll say it.
and use that language. You're in your 40s and will never marry, including arranged marriages. I had issues with my parents trying to force me, but they eventually respected my wishes. That's excellent. But here's my question. Philip says he's in his 40s. Philip's detective skills has determined that Ashoka
It's somewhere in
Tano-
there.
Yeah, you played your hand too early, Ashoka. Ahsoka, whatever. Thank you, Hector. But why do you think you'll never marry? I don't care if you marry. I'm not one of these guys that thinks marriage is the knees bees. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Often it isn't. But yeah, I mean, let me ask you this. Why did your parents want you to go into a forced marriage? Robbo says he is exactly 40 years old. That's right. I'd be curious, like, what is the cultural value that the Indian culture puts on an arranged marriage? I would be curious. Because I don't know. Jaffe has nice genes. He could turn a lesbian straight. I really couldn't. And here's how I know. There was a woman in college, and she was a very kind of hippy dippy raised kid. She had two lesbian moms, and she was delightful. I loved her. She was great. But she came into my bedroom one night, like we were hanging out, and
In your boudoir?
in my boudoir, and I just kind of figured, okay, well, she's up here with me, and this must, and it's not like we're studying. She just kind of, she was given, she wasn't giving signs in the bedroom, but she was giving signs that she had made her way to my boudoir. And I'm like, okay, all right. And I says, okay. And I swear to God, it was like, she wasn't mad at me or anything, but it was just like, she looked at me like when I did make the move. She looked at me kind of like a fish would look at a lumberjack, and just like there was no connection of like, why would you even think that was something I wanted? I'm like, oh, I don't know, because it's 2 a.m. You're sitting in my bed. We're not drinking. We were drinking. I wasn't doing dope at the time. We had a little bit of what's called the goddamn I don't know alcohol. It's
Some bubbly.
no, you have white and wine. Zinfandel. We had a little bit of that. And she's
classy.
I'm real classy. Came in a box, but it was very classy. And we were sitting next to each other, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe those were the signs you were giving out, but I don't know. But I would never.
Lesbians just want to have a good time.
Everybody just wants to have a good time. RPG says, I absolutely love my wife. She makes me snacks and shit. That sounds like a mom, sir. When I get home from work, girls make more money than I do. She's my sugar mama. Look, I am still best friends with my ex-wife, the mom of my kids. I adore this woman. She's the knees bees. Okay. But the best part about being married to her, and there were a lot of great things about being married to her, is somehow the hall closet always had towels and fresh toiletries. It was the
It's like a fairy.
That is the greatest part about being married. Is it's like, I just come home and there's toothpaste and the towels smell good and the sheets are done every week instead of like every 6 months. How I do. I don't wait 6 months, but still, I get it.
Do you buy in bulk?
No.
That's women's secret. We all buy in bulk.
She didn't buy in bulk. I mean, but it was a delight. That was
Probably did, and she just
I
hid
didn't.
it from you.
I didn't. I did not mind. I did not mind if that's what she did, man. Robert says Jaffe just wants a maid to stock up. Yeah, I had an assistant once. I hired an assistant, and the day I fired her, because she wasn't great, but she was great at bringing me groceries. And the day I fired her she called me from the car, and I said, "Well, what's going on?" And she says, "Well, the grocery store is really crowded right now. So I've just basically paid for Instacart to get the groceries and deliver them to my car, and then I'll bring them to you." And I was like, what the fuck's Instacart?
What?
And then she's like, oh, they deliver groceries. I'm like, well, why the fuck do I need you? I didn't say that, of course. She's a very nice lady. But I'm like, you should have never told me that there was a service where, and that's Jaffe, God will bless you
could have
for not
married
committing
that
an act of
assistant.
sin. I wouldn't have wanted to. Because I think
Because that's how Keem met Brantley. She was his assistant. He invited her to his house, and he wasn't attracted to her or anything. He said he kind of
I can understand that.
put her in the friend zone. And then one day he woke up and she had his whole entire house cleaned, and she was making food, and he was like, I'm gonna hire her as my assistant. And then he fell in love with her, I think, based on how good she kept his house clean.
Lord knows it. Okay. But look, I was surprised.
It's a love story for the ages.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to make a sequel to Titanic based on the Keemstar Brantley story. I was surprised, though, to learn how young Lynx was. Nothing wrong. She's of legal age and stuff. But I'm like, Keemstar, you're like 40, and she was like 20 at the time, which is, again, nothing's wrong with that. I'm not, go for it if you can.
There's nothing wrong with it, but it is very telling when you listen to the call how you forget that he's not her age when they're talking.
That's right. She's much more mature.
His brain's the same speed
as
a 20-something-year-old.
I agree. Philip says, what if we arranged a maid for you? I have a maid. I need to get her to come more often now, though. I'd like to see if she can come twice a month now. Because she comes twice a month now. I want her to come every week now. Bunny, my childhood love from 35 years ago, will be beside me next week, says Just In Case. Okay, but well, wait a minute. What is the relationship
alive
now?
Yeah, she gonna be breathing.
I would love to be a hikikomori. Mining the Stars says, Jaffe, you old hikikomori, you. I love them. I love the shut-ins of Japan.
What's that?
It's a word for shut-ins.
Oh.
Like they just don't leave their apartment, and a lot of times they die, and like they'll eventually their ooze
people don't notice
will drop down to the neighbor below, and that's how they'll know they died.
Yeah, I've read about that.
And then the cleaners go in, and it's like, okay, you're lifting the body, and it's just like sinew sticking to the floor, and you've got to just sort of take it apart in layers because they've been decomposing there.
Could you do that job?
No.
You think you could do it? No?
I would do any job if my kids needed me to.
Yeah.
But short of that, no, I wouldn't. Jaffe, tell Philip to come visit you for an outside live stream. I would love for Philip to be out here. I think he thinks Alabama, like me, is very, very beautiful. But I know he doesn't like SoCal as much as I do, but I would love for him to be out here. That would be delightful. Are you kidding? But he's got a really good job in Alabama. And so who knows? Jaffe should be a love matchmaking stream for chat. I mean, sure, call in. I'll tell you who you need to date. I'll find you a beau or a beauette. What's the girl version of beau? Lady friend? I don't fucking know. I'll find you somebody. It may be a disaster. Wait, Steve Ditko, Turtle Rabbit Fox. Steve Ditko is one of the key pillars of Marvel, specifically Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. Didn't get a lot of goddamn credit for the most part compared to Stan Lee or even Jack Kirby. But you're saying he was a shut-in? I knew he was a shut-in, but he left his house. But you're saying they found him decomposed? Incognito says, Jaffe, thoughts on long distance? I had one and I swore I'd never do it again. I don't think it makes any sense to be in a long distance relationship. I mean, if you're with someone and they move, then you do the best you can to make it work. But short of that, if the goal isn't to ultimately be together, unless you're just like, I like digital relationships, and that's fine. But if you actually think it's going to be something that you want to be real, why would you even entertain that as a concept? Jaffe, you really wanted Tech to marry your daughter, or will you leave it to faith? I don't have faith, but I don't care who my daughter marries. I want my daughter to be happy. And as far as I know, she loves the guy and he's sweet to her. They seem to love each other very much, and that makes me happy, but it's not my job. I think it's creepy when fathers and parents want to get that, look, if he was a dick and he was a problem, of course I would be like, dude, I know you love him, but he's a dick. Get out of there, or it's going to end up goodbye Earl. But he's not, and so
she seems like a very smart girl that I think she can handle knowing the right guy, which one's right and wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, she also had, she got to have, it was a gift in some ways, this relationship with a total psycho before this guy. So I think she's...
I heard about that guy,
She knows what to She knows what to look for, I guess. But yeah,
Look out
guys
for
are
it.
guys are.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not one of these guys who's like, oh, be careful. All guys want one thing. No, there's a lot of things guys want, and sometimes they're totally on the up and up. But yeah, there are some douchebags. There are some douchebags out there. Speaking of, let's go to TMZ. See what's happening at TMZ. It usually takes a week to find a body that's passed away, says Roberts. If you live alone and have no one, the smell will attract the authorities or the neighbors. Right. Jaffe says, Anna G, the girl in my... Oh, baby. Anna G, buddy, I know.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Anna
I
G.
know that. I know you had been hoping for good things. Her puppy passed away. Oh, baby, it is.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it is so hard. It is so fucking hard. Yeah, I assume this isn't your first pet. You know, that you've accidentally killed. I mean, that's died, and in that, I'm sure you know that it'll get better, but man, it's rough, and we've all been there, and I'm real sorry. Were you with her when she like they put her down and you were there? We were there for my last dog, and they came to the house and did it actually, and it was, I think I've talked about this before, but it was very nice. I mean, as nice as it can be, you know. But we were able to sit there with him as he passed away and pet him and love him and kiss him and just tell him what a great dog he was and how much we just adored him. And what it did is it really got me into, you know, I really make the time with my dog now. Like, I'm always aware that you never know. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to avoid the pain when Ace goes, but it does mean that I know that I made it clear how special he was. But yeah, Anna, that is rough, buddy. Don't tell me I can't joke about that. I want to make Anna G smile a little bit. She'll get through it. She's not a goddamn glass, you know, statue. She'll be fine. It sucks. It's awful, but she's fucking Anna G, motherfucker. She'll be fine. But we're sorry, buddy. We're sorry about that.
I read a long time ago that when you experience the loss of a pet, you feel the same decibel of pain as you do from losing a child.
I don't believe that's
like
true.
It hurts the same.
I
believe it.
I would, as a person with kids, I would absolutely doubt that. But I don't know. Thank God, I don't know.
Yeah.
But and don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make it like losing a pet is not a tragedy, but pets, you get a pet knowing you're probably going to outlive the pet, right? So there is there's sort of a, you live in denial about it. Like I forget the psychological term, but we live in denial.
You don't want to think about it.
About a lot of things, or we would never leave the house. But I knew when we got Ace, he's eventually, I'm probably going to outlive him. You know, when you have kids, that doesn't live in your brain as a probable, possible even scenario. And so I do think it's different, but they'll still bring you to the fucking ground, you know?
Yeah, I will say, though, out of all the death I've ever experienced in my life, losing my dog last year hit me harder than any human death I've ever experienced. So
Right. No, I get it. I get that. You know, my wife at the time called it nesting, which I guess is a term or whatever, but we treated our cats that we had before our first kid as children. And we look back now and it's like we would show people pictures and we would call them on the phone if we were on vacation, you know. So I absolutely get that if you don't, and I'm not saying you can't understand because you don't have kids. I'm just saying that there is, it may just be pure biological, you know, that your own essence, whatever that is, man or woman, have created that thing, and we didn't create the dog. But look, either way, it'll break your fucking heart, both of them.
I was more upset about losing my dog than I was about losing my dad about 2 years ago. It definitely hit me way harder than that did.
That's fair, but wasn't he kind of an asshole?
Well, yeah, he was kind of, you know, in and out, but
right.
I still kind of thought I was going to feel a little bit more, and then, you know, fast forward a year after losing my dad, when I lost my dog, I was like, damn, this is so much harder.
really was scared for a long time about losing my parents. I just did not know how. It was so weird because I guess you just never know because you don't know life without them. And it was obviously, I mean, I mourned it and I was sad and I think about them all the time. And that makes me so happy that they're very much still in my, interior life. Right. And I dream about them a lot.
Yeah.
But it didn't break me, I think, like I thought. I thought it was going to be just devastating. And it was really sad, but it wasn't. And I don't know why that was, I don't know why it didn't hit me as hard.
Was there a longer period of them going downhill to where it was almost like a relief? I've read that.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that it was a
plays
relief
in.
because it might have been, I don't want to speak for my brother because he was taking care of my mom towards the end because I was out here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I got a call at 2 a.m. and no one expected it. We knew mom and dad were both sick, And so, hey, did I get some candy?
You did.
What'd I get? That's not candy.
What'd
That's
you
a
get?
phone. That's not my dad. That's a self.
Bite into it. It might be cake.
No way, man. No way. I just go numb for a lot of the death in my family. Is that a Ouija board?
It's Ouija board candy.
Ooh. Well, they're mints.
How cool.
That's not really
cool.
candy. Whatever, Tech. Okay. That's a C. That's a C plus. That's a C plus candy. Hey, will you shut my door? You coming back on the show? Oh, he's got more. He's got more, boys. No, wait a minute. They denied parole for the Menendez brothers?
I got you a real candy.
Aw,
He's gonna see this.
that's sad.
What? Say that. What's that now?
I got you real candy
Okay.
because I knew you were gonna say this and be like,
Them
"That's not
poor
real candy."
guys.
It's not real
They've
candy,
been
but
through
it's
so much.
beautiful. Oh, nerds, gummy clusters,
Hail Santa.
Woo-hoo. All right, Sarah's home. She had a good day?
He's home.
All right, that's okay. The Menendez brothers. Now, don't say those poor murderers. Let me tell you something about these guys. My understanding.
That's some sad shit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't follow it all that much, but somebody was telling me about it a couple of months ago. Apparently, it was almost self-defense. They were being, like, sexually abused brutally by
Yeah,
their
there was a
parents.
lot of evidence. Yeah, they had a lot of family that during the trials, they all said that they were aware that they were being abused, and then they wouldn't let them speak in court about it. I think like the second trial or something, during the retrial, I think they made it to where they couldn't mention any abuse that the boys had been through. So that kind of like messed up the whole entire case. Yeah, the whole trial.
Listen to this. I guess, according to Film Gamer, only one of them got denied. So Eric Menendez has been denied parole. They said he believes Eric still poses an unreasonable risk to public safety.
Huh. Wonder why.
But I guess did Lyle get out? His brother got out, and that's some shit.
Yeah, because I think only one of them actually did the shooting, right? I don't think they both like held the gun and both did it. I don't think.
It sounds like, it says the brother and their family have worked hard for the release, pushing the narrative their parents sexually and emotionally abused them for years before they decided to kill in self-defense. However, during the parole, Eric said he didn't kill his parents in self-defense, while also claiming he feared for his life in a seemingly contradictory statement. He detailed the night of his parents' murder, saying he was certain his dad was getting ready to rape him and he was frightened he would end up dead. As for why he killed the mom, he said his life changed forever when she admitted to knowing the dad abused him and his brother, calling it the most devastating moment. So tomorrow the brother is going up for parole. So that's why we don't know yet if either of them are going to get out. Well, that's, I mean, I don't know.
Sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It's sad all up and down the spectrum.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And I don't understand why they didn't let their family testify and say what they knew. I still don't understand that.
I'm sure there was a judge that thought, and maybe I don't know. You gotta try to be consistent, I suppose, because you know how fair the legal system is. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Listen to this. It's time to play a game, Bunny. And I'm an old man
Okay.
now. I'm an old man. I don't know these cool kids anymore. Guess the sexy star going bottomless, TMZ says. Looks like this sexy star forgot to put her pants on. It's Thursday and the thirst traps are flooding in. But do you have what it takes to land this one, boys? We flashed you plenty of her bikini shots. The bikini model in question is blonde and found fame through her flourishing Instagram page, which consists of hot shots like this. She's worked with top brands like Sports Illustrated and ASOS. I don't know what that is. Can you guess who she is? It ain't Britney. Sure, that's Britney.
I don't know like any models nowadays. I don't know. They all kind of look the same to me, so I can't ever remember their names.
It ain't Sydney Sweeney either, because this is a bikini model. So I wouldn't even know. So
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Who was famous on Yeah, I don't know.
This is just here we go. Who's this lady? She's pretty. Morgan Ketzner. I don't know who that is.
I don't think I've ever heard that name.
I've heard of Lizzo. I don't know any of these people. I don't like when the women get the lip fillers. They're like, yeah, we don't like when the guys are fat, Jaffe. Shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. Imaginary women in my head. I don't understand the lip
Well, the lip fillers, there's so much stuff that can go wrong with lip filler. Like, it can start migrating down into your jaw and stuff, and then they can't really, like, dissolve it the same way once it's migrated. So then you just have, like, chunks of, like, fat in your jaw, and it just seems way more trouble than it's worth.
I will say I like this Emily Ratajkowski. I liked her in that Blurred Lines video. I thought she was pretty in that Blurred Lines video. But anyway, okay. Let's move on, shall we?
She's
What else we got? Look at this.
Oh, and you can start a lot of girls, but I've seen where their lips start necrotizing too from getting the lip filler.
What is necrotized? I don't know what that is.
Where the skin starts dying, and their bottom lip will start turning black, and it's eating itself. It looks really gross.
I don't know why people are suddenly acting like Jamie Lee Curtis just got hot or something. I know she has big boobs, but yeah, Incog says Google Jamie Lee Curtis. I saw her in True Lies, man. I saw the picture of her boobage. Very, very nice breast. If you're into really into big lady boobs like that, but I think she's Jamie Lee Curtis. It's hard to sexual. She's like Dolly Parton to me. I can't really sexualize Jamie Lee Curtis or Dolly Parton. I don't know why. Like Jamie Lee, I
think I've always thought Jamie Lee Curtis was like sexy older lady.
Okay.
She's always had a kind of sexy vibe to me.
Mm-hmm.
Cougar.
Dolly Parton was in this movie called Straight Talk. And it wasn't a very good movie, but it was the first time I had ever seen her in a movie where she was like a romantic character. And she was kind of into this guy, James Woods, who's just a nightmare of a human being. And it didn't land for me. I couldn't see her that way. I don't know why. I don't know why.
She's too wholesome.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Jamie Lee was her beautiful moments. That's not so hot. You can't sexualize her, says RPG. When I got 40, I was like, age doesn't matter, 40, 50, 60. Well, it kind of matters, depending, I guess. 9 to 5 is Dolly's best role. Oh, yeah, that movie's great. Yeah, Philip says her persona, meaning Dolly's persona, is too big to overcome as an actor. Yeah, I don't think I could ever watch her in a movie and she's not Dolly. But I mean, that's what it means to be a star versus an actor, I remember when I was in college, I was driving around, not for very long, but I drove around an actor who, if you ever were into Star Trek, he played the Doctor in, I want to say it was Voyager or Deep Space Nine, Robert Picardo. And I remember I had to drive him from LA to San Diego because he was in a play, and then drive him back to the set. And I drove him home one morning, and he lived in this really big fucking house. And I was just like, how the fuck does this actor I've never heard of afforded this? And it was like, because he works all the fucking time. If you're an in-demand character actor, you're never going to be Tom Cruise. You're never going to make $20, $80, $100 million a movie, but you will work almost all year long, and every couple of months you're making $5, $6, $7 million. If you're like he was. So I don't know why we got on that story, but that's the story we're on right now. I love the clip of Dolly on a talk show shredding a guitar with super long nails, says Matthew. I haven't seen that one. Dolly's a sweetheart and a person, the way she comes across. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever read anything bad about Dolly Parton. Like people meeting her or anything. Always good.
You think she kills people?
She's an angel.
Maybe she kills people.
She could. I think we should all let her get away with it too if we
Maybe.
did found out that she did.
She has done a lot of great things like her literacy program and all that. But she's got to have skeletons.
Yeah.
She's got to have skeletons. But again,
No,
I'm going
not
to
Dolly.
add Dolly Parton and to the Steven Spielberg pantheon of people that if it turned out these people were creeps, I would be very, very, very sad for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
My last bit of belief in things are not all awful, they're holding up that foundation. For younger people, I know you're into Dolly, but Tech's already said if Terry Crews came out as like some creepy Epstein guy, that would bother you, obviously, because
I would destroy my Minecraft server. Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering.
Oh, Lord.
The world's over.
What do you think, Gen? Is it Z? The youngest one's Gen Z or Alpha? Is it who's
Gen Alpha?
Who's like who's like 12 to 24? What is that?
You're talking about who's 14 to 28. That's Gen Z.
Okay. Is that Gen Z?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so two things on that. One is, who do you think Gen Z's, like, would it be that guy, Calvin used to love this guy, still does, YouTuber,
Markiplier.
You think Markiplier would be the one
Markiplier,
that would make
yeah.
people go,
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
they
my
put him
fucking
up
God.
on a pedestal.
Right.
Yeah.
Markiplier.
I've met him with my kid. Real nice guy. It was on the service. Now, today I found out, and this is Taylor Swift, says PK. Yeah. Taylor Swift comes out, and she's diddling the folk. Come on now.
I don't know. I feel like there have been rumors come out about Taylor Swift and people didn't care. Like, all the people she went to high school with have come out and made videos saying she was like a bully in school and stuff.
I don't like
That she was like a mean girl. Yeah, there's been a couple girls that claim they went. I mean, I don't know if it's real, but I know
Hard to
there
say.
was at least one or two girls that
Taylor
said that she was like
She gets
mean
to.
to the other girls.
She's allowed to.
I love Taylor Swift, but that would not surprise me at all. JD in the chat says there's an Epstein list with Tom Hanks, Dolly Parton, Keanu Reeves, Mr. Rogers, and Spielberg on it somewhere. There is a flight log that has a lot of people on it. And what I would like explained to me is, does that mean that because he had a private plane and then Spielberg, for example, needed a private plane to fly to a premiere in Cannes, that the company he hired got Epstein's plane as like a loan, or does it mean he knew Jeffrey Epstein and hung out with him and flew to the island, right? I've heard a lot of people say different things about that, because there was a big executive, the guy who really turned Activision in video games, Bobby Kotick, into a big deal, is on that flight log as well. So listen to this. Philip says it's also a tried and true weapon of strongmen and authoritarians. Manufacture pedophilia-related rumors as a threat to fall in line or else. Really? I didn't know that. Is there a rumor about Spielberg and the Poltergeist girl? I don't think so. Okay, listen to this. Why does this guy keep saying Garth Brooks is a serial killer? Did something happen with Garth Brooks today?
Well, no, that's a theory that's been around for a long time, that his tour map, like tour dates, line up with like missing people
Murders.
and murders and stuff. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Chris Gaines, right? And
Yeah, it wasn't him.
it was Chris Gaines and Sasha Fierce is who it was doing that. So Jaffe says, Alex, do you believe people when they die enter the grave and that's it? Or is there an answer waiting for us that will reveal the real purpose? I don't have any belief. I don't know. What I probably, if I had to hedge my bet, I think we know what we were before we came here, and we'll know what we. This to me is, I've said this ad nauseum now, so I don't mean to bore you, but it's a simulation of some sort. Because I was thinking about this today. I was kind of in that hypnagogic state where I was starting to fall asleep, and I was thinking about the idea of people who don't really care who they hurt to get what they want, right? And I started thinking, like, if you knew that this was indeed a simulation, right? If you either had woken up to that, and you knew that everybody, even though they'll suffer in the game, will all wake up, take our headsets off, and we'll be at the mall because they just called our name for dinner reservation or something, right? Like it's if you got somehow the ability to know that this was all horseshit, I wonder, would your response be, I am going to fucking live it up like a motherfucker. I don't care who I exploit. I don't care who I hurt. I don't care what I get away with, because if I get caught, I'll just take a cyanide capsule and I'm done, like Epstein did, or I don't think he did that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what it, to me, it's a very interesting thought experiment as it reflects the values of the individual. What would you do if you knew all of this was a game? Most people don't know, but you know. And you know that no one's ever really going to get hurt. They'll get hurt while they're in the game. They'll be heartbroken. But the minute they take their headsets off, it's kind of like going, oh my God, I died 80 times killing that boss, and I never solved it. Well, you're not going to, that's what it really is. But it feels real. Feels more serious. What do you think? What do you think?
I think if I found out it was a game, I'd definitely take more risk, but like with money and stuff. Because if I'm thinking of it like a game, I'd be pretty mad if I was saving up a bunch of money and then I died and I had to start. I'd be mad. I'd be like, dang, I should have done something with it. So I'd probably apply that.
Would you take advantage of people that you knew you could get away with it, or probably could? Like, I want to say I wouldn't, but I think I would, maybe. I don't think I would.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If you know that the person isn't even real and they're not really even
Well, no, they're real.
No,
They're real. They're in the simulation with you, and as long as they're in the simulation,
but
they experience pain that we know of as pain. But you also know that when they take the headset off, it's fine.
None of it mattered.
None of it mattered.
Yeah.
It was just part of the game. Like,
I don't know. I feel like maybe that's just a cheat code and a.
I mean, I get the sense people live their lives like that. I mean, I don't know if they're called sociopaths, but there are people that live like that. I think the elite, certainly, that I'm not going to get political tonight, I promise, but I will say the thing that always strikes me as crazy about Donald Trump supporters is, if you're a Donald Trump supporter, I still don't really have a lot of respect for you, but I go, if you support him because you're like, yeah, he's a piece of shit, but I value money above all else, and I think I'm going to make money with him as president. I don't believe that, but whatever. At least I can understand your twisted logic. But the people who actually think he's one of them, like he cares about these people that come up to his rallies, I mean, are you out of your mind? This man had 65 years to show how much he cared for the common man. And suddenly he just flips a switch when he walks down the elevator and he's a man of the people? Give me a break. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
Man.
I think
What do you think about
you have to be
Ahsoka
some kind of a
Tano's
sociopath.
super chat?
Good sir Ahsoka Tano, coming in hot from India, says, I'm a big believer in the prison planet theory. Bobby Lazar was hinting that human souls are used for food and negative energy produces loose, which the Archons feed off of. You should Google it. We were actually talking, I don't know if you were here, we were talking earlier about Bob Lazar talking about the souls being containers. And containers for what? Religion being alien created so we wouldn't harm each other as much. So the stuff in the containers, which maybe it's the soul he didn't know, Lazar didn't know, doesn't get damaged. And we're being kind of farmed, and this is a grazing planet. So when we die, they'll have a hearty soul to feast on. I mean, I hope that's not true because it sounds horrific. It just sounds horrific. It sounds like that. If you want to be scared of hell, that sounds like hell. Like, it's like you're nothing. You're nothing more than just this fucking, cow grazing on the goddamn,
it's like thinking that your soul could go on to something like magical and some kind of nirvana, but instead it's getting destroyed by aliens. That is that's heavy.
Arathazil says, if I had the knowledge life was a simulation, I'd take off the helmet or whatever immediately. I don't know if I would. I mean, it depends on the quality of your life at the moment. But again, like I've said before, there's that great movie on Netflix where Robert Redford is the scientist that discovers or makes a machine that proves there is an afterlife, and half the world kills themselves immediately. It's kind of like the Thanos snap, but instead of Thanos doing it, everyone's like, oh, well, I'm going somewhere after this, fuck it. And it's about all the people that kind of stay behind. It's really, really interesting. It wasn't a great movie, but it was a very, very interesting motion picture. And thank you for the super chat. In Islam, says Ultra Pictures, I have heard that life is actually a test, whether people are good or bad, and in the day of judgment, they're repaid before going to heaven and hell. Yeah, I don't know. I tend to have a hard time with any religion that places a stamp of these are the good things, these are the bad things. That feels like manipulation on the part of people who run the religion, but I don't have proof of that. It's just what it feels like to me.
Jaffe.
Yeah.
Jaffe.
Yeah.
Why do you have your OBS set up so like there's like a big empty void to the right of us?
Oh, yeah.
Feng shui.
Feng shui, yeah. I'm about to share a screen, though. Listen to this, and then I'll change it. You're right.
Ah.
Here you go. Check this guy out. Listen to this. It's a 1-minute clip. Don't be a baby.
This fucking guy.
I learned that what they are pretending is scientific research is actually directed
draw the
energy
hell out of
weapons
him.
platforms. One of the more concerning ones contemporarily would be things like voice-to-skull technology.
Did you hear what he said? Voice-to-skull
technology.
technology.
To have what I call intrusive thoughts, a voice in your head. Like imagine if I had a microphone and I could transmit, but the receiver was in your head. So now if I had the ability to mimic your voice and deliver that to you, I can now start putting my thoughts into your head.
How often is this happening?
I'm concerned that it's been an ongoing activity for a couple of decades now to the general population of this planet. I think that the Neuralink is a distraction, and it gives the false pretense that you need some sort of hardware installed to make that connection. I do not believe that Neuralink is required. I wholly believe in the potential for there to be a massive amount of technology that could be applied that, for all practical purposes, to the average person on this planet would be very convincing that something off-world is coming on-world.
An alien false flag. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that could happen?
Absolutely. I think it's going to happen probably pretty soon. It'll be similar to when 9/11 got us the Patriot Act. We lost a lot of rights when 9/11
He was great on
occurred.
Seinfeld.
We sure did.
So, look, here's what I'll say about that. I mean, again, this is, my algorithm serves me up this false flag alien invasion a lot because I read about this stuff and look at this stuff. But, forget this guy's craziness if you think he's crazy. Philip seems to think he is. But there are stories that we've covered about, I think it was at MIT, where they are working on the ability to induce certain aspects of people's dreams by sending audio signals to people before they fall asleep. And the whole article was about advertising in people's dreams. And it was the weirdest part was when they asked people, would you be okay? And like 60% of people that were asked were like, yeah, I'd be fine with that. Like you'd fall asleep and you dream about Coke and you would have no idea that it had been basically something that was planted in your fucking head.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Easy Does It says the Patriot Act, a good idea at the time. I don't think so. A lot of us were totally against the goddamn Patriot Act. We were not fans of it. We knew what was going on. But, what frequency? What's the frequency, Kenneth? I'm not sure what you mean. I always thought showing a device your dreams like a show is something that's $1 billion idea. Well, everybody's had the idea. You can go back to the movie Strange Days, I think, was it Catherine Bigelow who directed it?
That's a made up name.
No, she used to be married to James Cameron, and she also directed. I think she directed and won an Oscar for The Hurt Locker. But anyway, and that was so much about recording dreams and selling them. Well, What's the Frequency, Kenneth is an REM song, but do you know why it's an REM song? It's not actually from REM. But regardless, though, there is every year, the last big news story was around Christmas time coming out of Tokyo. And they are using AI or large language models to basically track a number of people who go into MRI to track their brains. And when they see a picture of a dog or a monkey or this or that, they're starting to use the AI to go, oh, this person's thinking of this or that or this or that. And they are now starting to print out or make videos. It's very rough. It's very early, but of what people are dreaming. And it's about 75, 80% accurate. I'll show it to you in a minute if you don't believe me. The song is from REM. Well, the song What's the Frequency, Kenneth is from REM, but I said, do you know where What's the Frequency, Kenneth comes from? Is what I said as a saying. I don't know what it means. I know where it comes from. I still couldn't tell you what it means. I'll show you, though. Let me show you this brain recording dream Tokyo AI whatever. Let's see what happens. Scientists unite with AI to record dreams. This was this summer. This is a news story. Yeah, so let's see if it shows us. They're getting better. They're definitely getting better, but let's see, because sometimes when they show you images, you're like, okay, that's really rough. During the test, the system achieved approximately 60% accuracy, going to 70 on more specific categories like people or objects. We were able to reveal dream content, they said, from brain activity during sleep, which was consistent with the subject's verbal reports. I just want to see images, though, because the images are really wonky. Sure. It's almost like when you remember back when we were first seeing AI art and AI video, and it looked really surreal and strange, and it's gotten a lot better. Yeah, here you go. So it's kind of like, I'd like to see a bigger image. Here we go. This is from Vice.
Like all melted together looking.
Yeah, so this is what it looked like. I think this was what was happening in Tokyo that we talked about. So this is the visual stimuli, and they were able to show the person this and then see where their brain was pinged and then go, oh, we have enough evidence from other people to go, he's thinking of this. And then the AI created this, right? So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And in 100 years, it will be, some kind of entertainment. Unless if you can you imagine if you just have Spielberg go to sleep in lucid dream, induce a lucid dream in Spielberg or Chris Nolan or the greatest, can you imagine if the greatest porn we ever got that the whole world loved was like shit that came out of Boogie's mind or something like that? It's
revolutionary.
Boom, boom, comes into the chair, they hook him up, they pay him $1 billion for like a 24-hour lucid dream marathon, and it just he just makes like the next 20 blockbuster
He
porn
revolutionizes porn. Yeah, it's probably going to be stuff that's not even, we wouldn't even think it was sexual, but we do when it's made by Boogie's mind.
Well, the fact that it's made by Boogie's mind.
It's like a frog eating a Twinkie.
It's like, what? Yeah.
Weird.
Alex says, Jaffe, the day you experience aliens yourself, will you then believe in something? I think you have a very simple view of this. And I love you, Alex. We love you're part of our community, but you just don't get it. I am not an atheist. I don't not believe in things as a character flaw, right? I simply refuse to believe in things I don't have some or learned people don't have evidence of. And that doesn't mean that what you believe in is wrong. It just means to me, I've seen no evidence of religion in terms of the literal aspect of it. And so lack belief. I mean, I guess I do, but I don't lack a sense of wonder and joy in the world and a sense of excitement about what this world is. I'm just like, okay, well, I'd rather just keep searching and keep looking until we find something. Jaffe, what would you ask the alien? Okay, if I don't know. I mean, there was that line when I was younger. I didn't like this answer. If you saw the movie or read the book Contact, and Jodie Foster, they're trying to figure out who gets to go to the in the machine that takes them, that the aliens have sent them the blueprints for, and they say as they're interviewing scientists, okay, if you get to go and you see the alien, what would you ask them? And she says, I would ask them, how did we do it? How did we live long enough, or how do we live long enough to not blow ourselves up? And when I was younger, I was like, that's boring. Ask if there's a God, or ask if there's a way to travel through time. But now I kind of look at it and I'm like, yeah, I mean, how can we survive long enough to evolve out of the assholes that we are? Because I do think we're awesome. As much as I hate the human species, I think where we could go is amazing. Because you do see those moments of kindness and inspiration and just, achievement. You think about how hard it must be to land a fucking God damn it, what's it called? A fucking lander, I don't know, on a fucking moving asteroid. Or the other day, I didn't even know that we had sent a rover to Venus, and it sent back the clearest picture of Venus ever, but it only survived for an hour because it's so hot. The metal just melted. So they only had 1 hour before the whole thing just got destroyed. But somehow we figured out how to send a goddamn camera to Venus. If you believe in that.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Listen. Do you like the show? I hope you do. I like doing it. Bunny likes doing it. Tech's okay. Do you like the show? Yeah. We thrive and survive on super chats and memberships and gifted members. Think about that for a moment. Think about that as you reach into your wallet and say, you know what? I think I will help fund this fine program. I think I will help pay for a girdle for Tech Protect before he goes to the sock cop. I think I will Bonnie Bunny button a new little dog costume for Bobo Brown. I think I will buy Jaffe his own pet monkey that can live right there on the shelf, but it'll be a real monkey.
Yeah.
Reach into your wallets. You don't have to spend too much. $1.99, $4.99. It's only $10 for its money they have and time they don't. That's a great line in the goddamn Field of Dreams. I showed my kids Field of Dreams. They thought it was the stupidest fucking movie. Every time it's my birthday, I get to pick.
It's a great movie.
I get to pick the goddamn movie, and so I picked the Field of Dreams, and they thought it was shit. But the next year I picked Parenthood, and they liked that. But I'm like, how do you not like Field of Dreams? And they're like, oh, a voice is talking to them. I'm like, dude, it's whatever. Anna G, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. She says, thanks for making me happy. Love you guys. We love you right back, Anna G. You get a song.
Anna G.
Well, there was a lady named Anna G, and she was looking for a bumblebee to stick up her butt because that was what she was into. Don't judge her, don't judge her, don't judge Anna G. Here she comes, who's she gonna be? It's Anna G, and she works at the New York Stock Exchange. So that's how we open the series. Every Wednesday night on NBC, it's Anna G and her life as a stockbroker, but then she has to come home and contend with a bumblebee that she stuck up her butt. Now, here's what's great. We have gotten AI to perfect the voice of Gilbert Gottfried. He's dead now, but his estate says he can be the voice of the bumblebee in Anna G's Tuckus, right? And so
now, is this like a Ratatouille situation?
In terms of animation, or what do you mean?
She's being controlled by, was she being controlled by the bee in her butt? Like, is it pulling the strings for her?
If you remembered, I was saying when I walked in that we're really inspired by, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to come see you guys and pitch, is we're really inspired by The Good Place. And what's great about The Good Place, if you remember, because you wrote it and produced it, it actually moved. It wasn't like Happy Days or something where every episode was just like contained. That show, every season, something was crazy, right? So with Anna G, at first she begins thinking she's going crazy because she's hearing this voice of Gilbert Gottfried. She doesn't know. Now, that might be really interesting in meta that she thinks it's Gilbert Gottfried. And it actually is Gilbert Gottfried, right? And so her therapist is like, lady, you're crazy. But eventually, Anna G's Bumblebee tells her she has a polyp in her rectum. Oh. And when it turns out she does, she's like, what's going on now? What's going on now? And suddenly she's like, there's a bee in my bum.
Okay.
And so anyway, and so then it turns into kind of like a buddy thing. But as you know, bees only live for what, 3 months, 4 months? So the whole series, even if we run for 10 years, takes place over 4 months leading up to Christmas Day, which is the last episode, which we hope will have 10 years before we have to tell that story where the bee passes on during a routine colonoscopy. But she at least gets to finally see the bee at the end through the camera. And as he's fading away, he gives a little, with his wing, a little wave. And the doc, and she says to the doc, I see the bee. The doctor doesn't see it. He's too busy thinking about his golf game. He doesn't care. It's his 5th colonoscopy of the day. He's like, sure, honey. It's just the drugs. But she knows that for a while she had a little guardian angel that she called Gilbert. Anyway, that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. Now, again, you guys are NBC. You know what you're doing. We would love to make Anna G and the Bee here because of just so many things we've already talked about. But it's our vision.
Families will love it.
I think so.
Families will love it.
Imagine the merchandising for Christmas. Little bees and shit, come on.
We did survey 100 families, and they all agreed that bee butt stories are
the future.
Touching stories of the season. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that movie Marley and Me about the dog with Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
I cried like a little dumb baby.
Yeah.
You know it's going to fucking die. You know it's going to fucking... And he died.
That dog's going to die.
Jaffe, there are thousands of planets. You believe there's another Earth? I don't know. Probably. And there's way more than thousands of planets in the universe.
There's like at least 50.
A gajillion, billion. Tons of planets, baby. All right.
Thank you, RPG, for posting. Join the Merry Bunch on Discord at www.onlyfan.com/BigPapaJaffe.
Hey, man.
Oh, fuck, wrong link.
All right.
We should do an OnlyFans.
Why would I do an OnlyFans? To what end?
Yeah, it's just you doing like commissions of like
suggestive
Thank you,
nudity.
energy.
Like this is what I'm picturing. I got this planned out in my head already.
All right, go for it.
This is okay. I'm locked in.
What you got?
Okay, so we're gonna get you in a bubble bath, right? But you're just gonna be, your butt's gonna be sticking up out the bubbles, and you're gonna have your hand in a box of Cheetos in a very sexy way.
But what happened? Is that a
and
movie?
That's that's the picture. People.
Oh, you just buy it and I'll sign it. I'll sign it for you.
Yeah. It's just, that's it. That's all they're gonna get. Just the one picture on OnlyFans.
That's fine. That's fucking fine. Yeah. I mean, you can do OnlyFans for with no nudity, right? There's like celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, they tried to market it like that.
I'm just not sure why they do it because, OnlyFans is a real problem because I get it, I guess, but I don't like the way you have to, already know who you're looking for. Like, OnlyFans would be so much better if you could go and say, oh, I like redheads. Okay, here's 1,000 redheads. Which one you want to go visit?
Yeah, they don't have like a browse page. They don't have. Yeah,
what's the logic?
Like, premium sites do.
Right. What's their logic?
You don't
know?
I don't really know. I don't know why they do that. They're like the only like content site for sex workers that doesn't have an explore page.
Interesting.
It's weird.
You think that could be a real competition? That could be a real differentiator. We should do that. What we call it.
Yeah.
Call it sexytime.com.
Fat pal.
Sorry, fat pal.
Fap House.
Oh, Fap House. Yeah. Philip says try Pornhub.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference with Pornhub, I mean, I think, is that that's video, right? Do they have live stuff on Pornhub now, like OnlyFans? Because OnlyFans, you can do chats and privates. And...
I don't. Oh, actually, I don't know.
Okay.
Pornhub might have a live section now, or maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Jaffe, if you want a choice, that's what Well, again, that's what Philip said, Prince Green. But I don't know if you is it the same product, basically. You know, Pornhub
would
ain't
probably
got
know.
theme good. Wait, Easy
Sorry,
says
my mouth hurts a lot, so I'm in and out. Sorry.
why?
Why does my mouth hurt?
Sorry.
My teeth are fucked up.
For mouthing off. Oh.
Good one. I bopped him in the face. Pornhub ain't
From
got
kissing Jaffe in the back of the head.
theme good shit no more. Not sure what that means though, my good friend. What does that mean? Okay.
Pornhub.
You're not wrong, PK. PK says Jaffe may as well stream there, get more views and subs. I have been thinking about streaming on Kick with this show as well. Like, I mean, because Twitch doesn't do it for us, but I know Kick tends to be people that tend to be conservative, but obviously I'm not. And they don't seem to be as, I'm not saying we would do it instead of YouTube. I'm just saying that if we stream to both, you know, maybe we'd find, you know, it's a smaller pond over there. So maybe we would find a bigger audience, right? I don't know. Tech, what do you think about streaming to Kick? Aren't they a bad group or no? I don't know what their history is.
I mean, they're known for like allowing you to do more crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah,
you can
more
say bad
edgy.
words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that have been pretty successful on Kick.
Maybe we'll set up a stream this week that is shared. Robert says do as many sites as you can to get your name out. Well, we have tried that, but the problem is sometimes it hits your we have buffering issues, but that should be fixed hopefully tomorrow. Do you hold any conservative viewpoints, Jaffe? Says Maple Syrup Jam. I don't know. Give me a conservative viewpoint. I mean, I must hold some because, there are some viewpoints that are, I certainly think we do need immigration policy. I think if people want to come here and they don't want to come here legally, I do think we should have a process to rectify that. But I think it should be humane and kind and with an eye towards helping people who want to come here, but they need to do it in the right process. But we don't need to treat them like they're fucking murderers, in the meantime. Do I believe in the nuclear family? I mean, I believe it's a thing that exists that is called the nuclear family, but I don't believe there's any more value to that than anything else. I think being with a family, whatever it looks like, that is one of acceptance and love and support is the most important thing, is what I would say. So I don't know. I guess not. I'm probably I would say I'm when I joke around and say I'm the most progressive guy but in a room of 100 people, I have to assume I'd be in the top 15 of progressive people in that room. I just don't like rules. I don't like people telling you what to do. I don't like assholes. I don't like bullies. And that those things tend to find a home more often in conservative worlds than in, progressive worlds. So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what else we got planned for tonight. We didn't really, is there anything to talk about with, what is that, lolcow? I know we were going to wait for you to get back, but I mean, I didn't watch
I thought Bunny
it.
covered it.
Bunny said she didn't
Oh,
watch
I
it
don't know
either.
what they said about us. I caught all the stuff about Gizzy, but I didn't catch them talking
The
about
Gigi
us.
stuff's
I
like the
might have
most
been not
important.
paying
Or Ojai sent me the timestamps when they talked about us.
Well, let's play it.
what they say about us. Yeah.
I want to hear it.
It's some simple stuff like
Well, did Keemstar say it? If he said it, of course it's simple.
oh, true.
I told you it's Simple
I'll-
Jack. It's totally Simple Jack. That's who he is.
I'll play it. I'll get the clips loaded up. Hold on.
All right. In the
Back.
meantime, listen to
5
this.
minutes.
The brain's neural networks. This is scientists discover, according to All Day Astronomy, possible connection between human brain and cosmos on a quantum scale. The brain's neural networks and the cosmic web of galaxies share fractal patterns where self-replicating structures appear across scales. This could imply that quantum transport, how particles like electrons move through complex networks, behave similarly in both systems, the brain and at a large scale, potentially shedding light on consciousness and cognition. The human brain with
quantum consciousness that we were talking about.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's
It's
exactly
all
right.
projection.
Yeah, no, we'll play it. We'll play it. You got banned on Reddit because of it? Oh, hi. Wait, I don't understand. What happened?
What?
Yeah, they banned her on Reddit for talking
doing,
about it.
What for doing what? For talking about it or posting something or what? What did you do?
I think it was a clip of you talking about Locale Live, and they were like, "That's against it."
You know what's
Bad.
funny about the mods?
Here's the clip.
Those mods so want Keemstar's approval that they're just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, and Keemstar will give me a little pat on the head. Anyway, yeah, let's see what they got.
Yeah.
You're in the stream?
Yeah.
A lot of W's in chat. To the guy who keeps spamming "Bring Back Madhouse," we're not going to, but it does exist. It's on YouTube on David Jaffe's channel.
Don't worry,
Go
we
check
wouldn't.
it out.
We wouldn't come back.
This new clip, have you, Keemstar?
We don't want to come back.
Clip? Oh, he dogged
Talking over it.
the fuck out of you just last night.
What else is new?
Lily
I would too.
1989.
I would too.
I would too.
$2.52.
Sure, moron.
Here's the next clip. Hold on.
Okay. We're getting thrown all over the place. I'm trying to stay on one subject. First of all, I'm not watching no fucking clip about Madhouse dogging me, but can you give me a summary of what they said?
That you were a bully and that you peaked in high school and he doesn't understand why people follow you because, like, Jerry Springer will bring somebody on that doesn't have legs but managed to get pregnant 25 times, and that will be entertaining. That's trash TV. Keemstar will have somebody send pillows to somebody's house and pretend that it's that Jerry Springer level of TV. This is me paraphrasing.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
I think it's funnier to send pillows to somebody's house. That's funny.
Well, I can tell you, David Jaffe,
Jaffe.
I am confused on
I
how to
know.
make like a game like God of War, right? So I would expect that you would be confused on online entertainment, right? I mean, we can pull up your Social Blade, look at your numbers, see what you guys are doing over there.
They're not
you
good.
Clearly don't get it. So it makes sense that you're confused on why people like the show and like me and like what I've created. All right. So it
Pause
just
it for a
is
minute.
what it is.
Pause
I'm
it
an
for a
expert in this field.
Pause it.
I've told
So-
you that a million times.
What is unfortunate that he can't understand is I know if I kill somebody on a live stream or if I treat somebody like shit on a live stream, we'll go viral. I know how to do what he does. My conundrum is how do you be as successful as he is without being a bearded Nomi douchebag about it? See, that's the trick. That's the
There's
magic.
got to be a better way.
Right. It's like I get how you get your audience. You're a dick. And people think it's funny to watch people be dicks to each other, and you fire people and you're mean to people and this, that, and the other, and you're inconsistent with your rules and things, and that's fine. But I'm not asking your opinion. I'm not asking for your advice. I would look to somebody like a Colin Moriarty and say, how do you do it? I would look to somebody like a Markiplier or a Danny Gonzalez and say, how do you do it? But good Lord, Keemstar, please, for the love of God. Never, as much as we disagree on are you having a stroke there, Bunny? Everything all right?
Marvin pulled my jewelry box down.
Son of a bitch. What I would say is, please, as much as we disagree on a number of things, Keemstar, please hear this. I don't want to be successful if I have to do what you do. But I am very envious of your success in terms of just pure numerically. You're awesome at it. But, I don't know. A lot of people are awesome at a lot of fucking things, but I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. So, Jaffe, maybe he speaks the facts, but why do you care about him? You're a legend in your own life. I don't really care about him, but it gets me views and gets people talking, and it's entertaining to talk shit, and he talks shit about me. He just said he'd probably do the same that I'm doing. I don't really look. I don't hate any human, even people who have done terrible things. I don't hate Keemstar. I don't fucking know the guy, really. And fundamentally, I really do. When I say he seems like a little boy in a man's body, out of all three of these guys up here, Boogie's been through some real shit. And as much as I think he, it's his job, I guess, but he goes out of his way to sort of glaze, as the kids say on Keemstar. I know he's a guy, I've talked to him. He's a guy who underneath the character is someone who's working through a lot of his pain, and he's growing and this, that, and the other. I think Wings, I hope to God he doesn't do what he was accused of doing. I don't have any evidence other than just what people have said, but I have talked to him as well, and there is a person underneath there that I do think is a guy who's trying to get through the day and is in a lot of pain. Those two guys seem much more self-aware than Keemstar. Keemstar is the kind of guy that I genuinely think, because he's had such a ride, and it's not to say he doesn't work hard or anything like that, but he's had such a ride that's been pretty positive and successful that I don't think you have to suffer to be self-reflective, but in light of something else that makes you self-reflective, suffering tends to do it. And I think I would not want to be there on the day he wakes up and realizes, holy shit, who the fuck am I? That would be my assessment of this guy. So I don't hate him.
Develop that show with you, with Bunny and everything. Called you, gave you pointers on what to do, and everything that we were cooking up was working. So I should have built some credibility in that brain that I know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to online entertainment. But I guess I haven't.
I never said he didn't.
Yeah.
There's one more clip. Hold up.
Right.
Oh my Lord.
I like we're living in their brains. That's fun. Thanks for the shout out.
Per flaunting you about your rabbits.
Just took his fucking rabbits
Karachi
picture.
super chatted $20. Back in April.
Why can't
Josh
you guys
showed a
be
clip
like
of an elephant
Karachi?
ending a man's Minecraft account on Madhouse and told everyone it's AI, but it's not.
What?
He never deleted the stream. Is
What?
there any risk with those streams?
He's talking about the elephant.
Dolls.
He's talking about what?
No, they've been deleted.
The elephant.
The mindless memer. Welcome
Pause
to
it,
Cash
Ted.
Cow. Look, here's the thing.
Wait, what the fuck's he talking
The
about?
elephant video. The video where the elephant killed the elephant trainer.
Oh yeah,
for
I thought
abusing-
I have to go.
Where'd he go? I had been told that was AI, and I showed it, and then later someone said, no, that was real. Okay, that sucks. What was this caller asking, or what was the person asking?
He was. I think it was the same guy that used to comment on our videos and say, "Hey, you never addressed the elephant thing. You never told everybody that wasn't AI."
I did tell people that.
It's probably the same guy.
When someone pointed it out to me, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I guess he's mad that we didn't take it out of the video, or
Well, I mean, look,
take the video down.
the video's gone. I couldn't do anything about it if I wanted to. But this is part of that generation that always drives me crazy. It's like this sense of, see, I got you. You did something wrong. Okay, people make mistakes. My bad. And but I think there's so much shame with that generation associated with failure, or with being gotten or being canceled or ratioed. That to them that's the punch in the gut and the punch across the jaw. That's what they're terrified of. And I'm like, yeah, I fucked up. It absolutely happens. And it's going to happen 1,000 other times. Not because I'm a mean guy, but because, I'm human and I fuck shit up sometimes. Okay. So what? It was a terrible video now that I know it was real. God, I hope that, the movie Terrifier isn't real. I assume it's a movie, but shit. Please, someone tell me if I'm enjoying that. It's really real. I'd love to know.
Never know.
Yeah. People who know what the fuck they're doing don't need to remind everyone of that all the time, says Philip. Well, I mean, to his credit, and people like this, businesses like this. I've heard you complain about them as well. And I think most people do, which is, and again, I'm not saying the guy's not talented at sort of running an online circus. He is. And he's
Yeah,
done
he's good at what he's doing.
Yeah, and he's done a couple of bits that I've been like, that was really good. That was really, really good. But fundamentally, I don't really respect the way he has gotten his success. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with it if you like it. But there are a lot of companies that, I mean, Philip and I remember, I don't know, I was thinking about Mr. Dern today, who is our band director, who died of COVID, actually. But he was really, to him, it was really important. We were all in the band, the marching band, the jazz band, stuff like that. And it was really important to him that we got a musical education in high school. So, yes, we won awards. I wasn't very good, but I was in it, so I was part of it. But, you know, we won awards, and people who really appreciated musicianship were like, wow, the Mountain Brook High School band's really good. But we weren't terribly entertaining. The Homewood band they were releasing Doves and doing The Wizard of Oz. They were just showmen, right? And there are times where you would look at the audience and stuff and you'd say, Jesus fucking Christ, you know what we're doing is so much more interesting and musically challenging than what they're doing. But, oh, they brought out a bird, so everybody thinks they're amazing.
Yeah, everybody likes the flashy, shiny.
Yeah, so I'm not a moron. I get why Keemstar has the audience he does. But I also get that there is the National Enquirer, which at a time had an audience for being stupid and schlocky, or Jerry Springer, but I'd like, you know, I don't want to be that. Isn't there, does success only come if you're that? I hope not, but if that's the case, that's the case. You'll know it's what I've learned if I end up murdering somebody on camera. I'll go viral, maybe for a day.
Well, I told you the next time we do like a thing
IRL?
where we're all together, y'all can just beat the hell out of me and we'll see where it takes us.
If you ever get sick and they can't cure it, don't tell anybody and let it look like we're killing you. Leave a note.
Oh, yeah.
To make it clear we didn't. But we'll pretend we did. You know? That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, yeah. I don't have a one-time at band camp story. Band camp, I mean, look, I enjoyed, you goddamn right, Philip. I'm Holly Hunter after the Dominoes. Oh, my God. You goddamn right. No one is going to get that deep cut, but I get it. I'm glad you love it. You're going to get a lot more like it. Good. Fucking, I feel for Holly Hunter every time I see that fucking movie. Did you see that Amber Lynn agreed to go on Tech Talk? No. Amber Lynn, you're my girl.
I know.
What the hell, lady? You and I had a connection.
Madhouse.
You and I were like the couple in that Pina Colada song, and it was his old lovely lady. Shut up. No, you shut up. Amber Lynn. Well.
You know who's on TikTok now?
No, I don't watch any of that shit.
Or, again, Sweet Tea.
Whatever. Look, I like Amber Lynn, though. Amber Lynn, you're always welcome here. We'd love to have you anytime you want to show up. We got Brian G. Barry now, though. Fuck it. We already got another celebrity. You've been replaced, honey. You've been replaced. She hasn't. I'm kidding. I'm negging her. I'm negging her. I'm teasing her. I'm flirting with her. But yeah, no, I didn't see that. But yeah, no, you got to give the people some bread and circuses. But there's got to be a balance. Listen to this. Adam says, I'm not really a fan of the punishments and stuff over there. I spent my teen years watching guys like Boogie and Wings and Keem. I just really enjoy hearing them banter. It can be fun. No, I get it, Adam. Look, we are a mosquito on the elephant that they are, and they are a mosquito on the elephant that big YouTubers are. So I'm not sitting around going, I'm grateful when they talk about us and let people know we're still out here. I don't particularly think I would be friends with Keemstar, but I might. I don't know. I didn't have any issues with him when I worked with him. But, I'd like to think we can find another way, but maybe we can't. That's okay. That's okay. You just got to learn, End of the day, I still have my nerds. This show is sponsored by, can you imagine? I have a resume PK99, but the resume doesn't make people want to super chat or subscribe or become a member. The resume is irrelevant. This is the arena in which we're competing right now, which I love. By the way, don't forget, if you want to call in tonight on the Discord and share your views of the world, talk to a beautiful girl, and me and Bunny. Dex, the beautiful girl you get.
He's so beautiful.
We'd love to have you, Tech. Let us know if anybody's in the Discord right there. Too many established YouTubers, Jaffe says. Porsche, hard to get big like the old school guys, even if you do best. Yeah, I hear you. But, you know, it wouldn't buy. Hey, would it kill you to tell your pals about the show from time to time? Would it kill you to say, hey, you know what's a good show? Assuming you believe it. Is Madhouse, 6:30 every night, California time. Would it kill you to let your pals know, to let people on Reddit know? Because I can't go over to Reddit and promote the show. I'm not allowed to do that. Ojai went over to the goddamn lolcow Reddit and she got banned. But somebody should go somewhere and say, watch this show. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Don't make it the Freaks and Geeks of YouTube. It's a great show. Did you ever watch Freaks and Geeks? I love that show. I watch that show all the time. I mean, I'll watch it once a year. I love when they played Come Sail Away at the gym. And Sam Weir was like, hi, what was the girl's name he had a crush on? Hi, Cindy. Do you want to dance? And sure, Sam. And they were dancing. And then his sister, Linda Cardellini, what's her fucking name? In the show. What I don't know what her name is. She's real pretty. And she says, because Chris Elliott played the school instructor. And he's just like, you know, this little thing you're doing where you're like a badass.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you mute real quick?
Can we mute?
Can you mute?
Oh, can I mute? Bunny, will you please take the show? I have to talk to my
I'll
beautiful,
take the show.
courageous child.
Okay. I love when Jaffe goes off talking about 30-year-old shows that he remembers to a T. It's where Apatow got his big start. All the big YouTubers now are plants anyway. You know, it's hard not to think that when you go on Twitter and all the like TMZ kind of Twitter accounts are talking about people you've never fucking heard of. Like it's like Billy McNardelson has asked Jennifer Huckabee to marry him, and everybody in the comments are like, finally. It's like, why don't I know anybody anymore? It could be just because they're plants, and maybe that's the first anybody's ever heard of them. I bet you money all the comments and it's saying finally, about time. They're probably bots. The internet's not real.
I don't know what that
We're
means.
the only real thing here.
Philip says
What?
you need to do a Wolfman Jack thing, pirate YouTube.
He absolutely refuses to go.
Why would you? Okay, well then, okay, all right, well then. All right, well thank you for letting me know. Give him some Tylenol.
Do you need a third to take the stream? Or
No, but you're welcome to. Go, please. We'd love to have you. But take the dog so they don't shit. Okay, you're a moron. There's no dented DR yet. Yes, there is. You're a moron. Fine, do what you got to do, but
Billy McNardelson.
don't care. You're a man. Figure it out. But I'm happy to
Rapper
help.
Skittle Boots
Meanwhile, I'd love Sarah to have
XL
Sarah
is
on the show.
stating
Will you shut the door?
MC Turtles.
But the minute you
Those are
change your
good
mind,
names. I
which you
like those
will,
names.
We'll go. Tech's got this weird thing going on. I don't understand.
Oh, poor Tech.
No, I don't understand if it's the Mexican part of him because he talks about all the machismo stuff and all this shit. I don't know what it is. His teeth are hurting him. I'm like, let's go to the goddamn dentist. There's no ER dentist. Well, yeah, but because apparently his teeth are bleeding right now. And I'm like, well, we can go to the goddamn ER and get you something, for the pain. No, I don't want to go. Okay. I mean, there's a point where I can't baby
Does he
him.
know that you can die really easy from dental problems? Like real quick.
I don't know. I don't know what he knows, but
Tell him
worry.
to go before he dies.
I just told him. He's like, no, I don't want to go. All right, be that way. I mean, I get it. Look, I was not raised to be scared of the doctor. My mom was a dental technician or assistant or whatever it was called, and I'm like, it's the doctor. But you're the same. You're like, I don't trust doctor.
Dentist, I'll go. My teeth mean too much to me.
But these
I will go.
these motherfuckers spend 10 years. They get educated for like 8, then they spend like 5-6 years in residency, They're heavily observed and graded to make sure they're being safe. Out of all the professions out there, you'd think you'd trust doctors more than most. I mean, what do you know?
A dentist? Yeah, I do. I'd probably trust a dentist to perform surgery on me more than a doctor.
Okay, all right, okay.
I trust a dentist.
All right, I appreciate it, Bunny. Well, listen, like I said, if you ever do get a diagnosis that you believe in and you're going to end it, let us do the deed on camera.
Oh yeah, because I ain't going to the doctor for nothing.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm going to make up a whole thing that Keemstar killed you. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, let's frame him.
Yeah, Anna G says, I know a lot of men, not just Hispanic men, who refuse to go to the doctor. Again, this is one of the things where I say, are there certain things I identify with as masculine? Yes. But I have a lot more feminine traits, I think. Because, like, that's one, although I know Bunny is a woman and she, but it is, I hear that behavior associated with men more often than women. This idea of, I'm not going to the doctor. Well, why the fuck not? You'll take your car to a mechanic, won't you? Right? You'll fucking take your suit to the goddamn whatever they call them, the tailor guy, to get it ready for the wedding. But you won't go to a goddamn doctor? Come on now.
I get it.
I don't get it.
What's a doctor know that I don't know?
A lot of shit. Have you seen the hit TV show?
We use the same Google.
Have you seen the hit TV show The Good Doctor on ABC? He knows a lot.
I'm just as good as a doctor.
You are not as good as Sean McMurphy.
I'm a better doctor.
You're not even as good as
I'm just as autistic too.
As Dr. Glassman. You might be as good as Dr. Resnick after she had the arthritis. I love that show, as you can tell. Love the shit out of that fucking show. Tech but sometimes my truck needs help, says Philip. Right. Tech has foot and mouth disease. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
He got it from Cracker Barrel. All right. Dr. Gregory House. House is great. By the way, the guy who created House also created The Good Doctor. Actually, he took The Good Doctor from South Korea.
And you know what? He probably knows just as much as a doctor. I trust that guy to operate on me. He's produced 2 doctor shows. He must know a thing or two.
He might. Who would you trust more to save your life? Yes, doctors are arrogant. Cool. Who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm. Pieces of shit. They're just like horses. Doctors are just as arrogant as horses.
I'm not asking you to go on a date with them, Bunny. I'm asking them to help cure your pancreatitis or some such shit.
What's that?
What's that? It's something you might,
Yeah, I know what it is.
Like Incognito said, I got a prostate exam recently, and at the end, the guy said, the doctor will be in momentarily.
He's just the fluffer.
Take my wife, please. Did I sing Moon River? I get that reference. I would trust the guy who wrote West Wing to run the country. He wouldn't. He would tell you, He had a lot of help. He's a great writer. I love Aaron Sorkin, but he had a lot of people in his brain trust that were working with him to make sure it was, accurate-ish within the fantasy. But good God, if I could live in the West Wing world where people actually gave a shit, can you imagine? You watch the West Wing now, which I love, but you watch it now and it's like, oh my God, the big drama of the season is they may have to shut the government down because they couldn't agree on a budget. And that was fucking, a big fucking deal. Yeah. Now it's like budget. Who gives a shit? Patch Adams. He's a good doctor too. Lawrence O'Donnell. That's right. Was that clever wordplay? Was that wordplay supposed to be clever? Doctors will save you more times than not. It's all about seeing them before it's too late. You goddamn right. I mean, Steve Jobs. Somebody was talking about Steve Jobs last night. Steve Jobs literally... now, again, pancreatic cancer is pretty fucking vicious, okay? And he did survive longer than most because he was able to get a transplant. But he got real sick because he believed in his heart of hearts the best thing he could do is just be on
his butthole.
Well, and be on like a fruit vegetable cleanse. And I'm like, really? That's okay. I haven't seen the new South Park, by the way, but I hear the new South Park tackles the police takeover of DC and really skewers Tim Cook, who is the CEO of Apple, who went into the Oval Office and just totally was a little bitch to Trump. I swear to God, some people, how much money, how many water skis, how many boats can you water ski behind Tim Cook? Jesus fucking Christ, man. I mean, don't you have any fucking morals, any scruples, any, Jesus.
Maybe they know it's all simulation and they're just using their cheat code.
Yeah, I could see it.
Who knows?
Hey, that's my baby. That's my sweet girl. What's up, baby? Can't hear you, buddy. You're muted. You are muted in the world. Did you really write him a nasty letter? Good for you. What did you say? That's my child, by the way. You guys be delightful and nice to my child.
Yeah.
I love these little children I created or co-created. You don't fix it. Where's Tech?
Collabed on them. People should start calling them having kids together collab.
Oh, yeah, collab. That's
I
right.
did this collab.
Tech is saying that the mute button is on the device on the left. Sarah, would you like me to come out or you want to take care of it yourself? Okay. I treat them the same as any Jaffe, says Roberts. You goddamn right. No, she's delightful. Having children. This little thing came out of her mama. And I don't mean to get all like, let me tell you stories that are only important to me, but
No, I love it.
oh my God, Bunny, the sweet voice.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
I was just about to
Hi.
talk. I was about to talk about your sweet voice when you came out and you were just like, wah.
I don't.
Wow,
This
it was
is such
so-
a fucking weird angle. Like I don't. Does Tech just like sit like this, like side profile?
You,
like
you,
like
you don't
I
have
am
to.
Tech for
You
Tech.
don't have to talk so loud. You don't have to talk so loud.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Sorry.
okay. That's okay.
Jaffe shit.
And then Calvin comes out, and that kid was like, "Wah!" It's such, and they're such different little kids, man. They're delightful, whimsical little skedaddlers.
I
A
love
lot
it.
of them. I love them. You're a good egg, Sarah. So can you talk about your day or not on the stream?
My day, I work a 9 to 5. It's very mundane. I serve tacos and burritos to people in the somewhere in California, and that was my day. The people, we have like an AI kiosk at the place I work, and recently people have started like calling like the AI slurs. Like we got and
Oh,
excuse my
shit, like
language.
what?
Yeah, we got like
Well, don't say.
clanker.
I don't know what
Well,
that is.
I don't know
so-
if I don't. Well, it's like a slur for an AI. Like you call like the AI at the kiosk, like the. It takes your order, right? But we're listening in because it's like, yeah,
Right.
if the AI fucks up, which it's kind of prone to doing right now, then we're like, oh hey, like what can we get you? Sorry about that. Whatever.
Right.
But yeah, like people are coming through the drive-through being like, you fucking clanker, you fucking like. I don't know like how deep I can get into it because I don't know if this will like actually like count as like a slur. Like probably not, right? It's against a computer. But like yeah, they'll just say like things like of that variety. And some people, like I've noticed like some employees at my work get like honest to God offended on like behalf of the AI.
Okay,
which
well,
is
they're idiots.
yeah,
but,
yeah.
But what's funny is there was a great movie. It was supposed to be directed by Stanley Kubrick, but it ended up being directed by Spielberg because Kubrick died, called AI. And it was so weird that in that movie, a lot of the humans were totally against AI and robots. And I remember watching the movie back in the early 2000s going, that's so goofy. These things are so cool. And it's God, if it's not exactly what has been happening. People online, especially Sarah, your generation, are so anti-AI. And I get it, of course, because there's the job market, blah, blah, blah. And that's a real problem. But,
Yeah,
it's just like...
I love AI.
Yeah,
I
so
just-
what's interesting is while I've been like observing this happening, I have noticed that it's like people your age who like pull up through the drive-through, like maybe like people like 35 to like,
Death.
60. Yeah, no, like 35 to 60 will like pull up and they'll be like, was that AI? And I'll be like, yeah, and they'll be like, that's amazing. Like they'll be like shocked. They'll be like, that took my order like so accurately. And even if it didn't take their order accurately, they're like shocked it got like one item correct, right? But like, yeah, people my age will like pull up and they'll like start yelling at the AI. Like they'll start like, they'll either be like perturbed. They'll be like, ugh, like, is this a fucking robot?
So,
But yeah,
no,
they don't
it's
like
not a
it. They're the least likely to be fans of the AI. And then
No.
like people like 65 like plus are like, I don't know what's going on. Like they have no
Yeah.
idea what's
It's
happening.
like, then
They're
why
like,
are
what the fuck?
why are you driving? Please stop driving your car.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, like, I mean, you know, I don't know when ChatGPT went from 4.5 or whatever to 5. But I this is magic to me, right? And I get it. And if you kind of like Sarah, you grew up with the internet, and my generation didn't. There's this generation now that's coming up, and AI is just going to be normal to them. But the fact that I literally went to it yesterday and said, I want to take my top chatters every stream, and I want you to make it as easy as possible. I want you to design gravestones in front of the madhouse, and then I want you to basically take those gravestones, go out to the YouTube, tell me who the chatters are, put their name on the graves. I want them to come up this way, and I want their avatars from YouTube to be on the gravestones. And the whole goddamn thing did it. The only reason I couldn't show it
That's
last
amazing.
night is it was on Stream OBS, and I haven't put it on this yet. And there's a bit of a delay. So if I went right now and got the batch file, it would be like 3 minutes behind, because that's how frequently YouTube updates. But the fact that I could just get it done not knowing how to code, it walked me through it. And that's ChatGPT 5. ChatGPT 6, 7, 10 is just going to be, I want this to happen. It's like, okay, I'll be right back. Hit this button and you'll have it. And let me know what changes you want.
I
insane.
totally can sympathize, right? Like, I think AI is pretty cool. I have, like, you know, I guess more of a nuanced opinion about it, like, in different regards. But, yeah, no, I understand, like, why the first group of people, like, the people, like, my age, like, kind of feel, like, a little bit of despair about it. They would not have needed to, like, hire me had they, like, invested, like, maybe, like, a couple more $1,000,000 into this thing. Because, like, you know, it's already taking, like, people's orders with, like, maybe, like, 75% accuracy, but had they, like, invested in just, like, a little bit better of a system, it would be, like, there's no one who needs to be there to, like, you know, manage the fucking computer.
Yeah.
And same thing with making thing with making the food. I mean, one of the most amazing things that again, I see it this way, but I don't currently have a job that's threatened. Although streamers and broadcasters and people who kind of do this stuff, they're like top 10 jobs that's going to go away, right? Once AI really starts cooking. But I look at the idea of like a famous chef. I love this idea because I've seen this before at CES, where there's a robot that has the instructions of how to cook the meal exactly every single fucking time. And so imagine a world famous chef being able to cook for you. It's like, oh, I subscribe to GordonRamsay.com, whatever. And every night you just tell the robot what you want, and it tastes as good as it would taste at his 3-star Michelin restaurant, as long as you provide the ingredients. It knows exactly how long to shake the shake and put the salt and this and that. I mean, come on. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Might be over for us soon, but I mean, as of now, like,
It's pretty cool.
I don't know. It's fun to, like, as a novel thing. Maybe nothing more than that.
Well, Incog says you can't ask it to do something you don't fundamentally understand. Sure you can. I don't understand how in the fuck I'm able to stare into a camera and I can broadcast with Bunny and Sarah all over the world, and you guys can watch, and then you guys can feel compelled to give us super chats and gifted memberships. But clearly I can do it. Right? I don't know how it works, but I'm grateful it does.
I think I mean, tell me if I'm misinterpreting that comment. The chatter who just said that, I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. But, yeah, I think he's basically saying, like, oh, but there needs to be someone who will always be, like, feeding the AI information and, like, research, or, like, you know, like, oh, when this word is spoken, like, execute this function, right? But, like, I mean, eventually it's going to get to a point, and I think it's already gotten to a point in some, like, capacity where it's, like, you can kind of, like, have the AI be, like, the trainer, like an AI training up.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's like,
Philip says, would you let an AI surgeon operate on you? Depending, but that is certainly coming. The other day they had AI, you know, again, I'm just going to say this because I've heard this. I don't know how true it is, but my understanding is pigs, certain organs in pigs are very similar to organs in humans. And so they did, I think, a liver operation that was controlled by an AI remotely or something, and it went off without a hitch. So, yeah, 100%. I would much rather have an AI fly a plane, and I would much rather have an AI surgeon. Because just think about, I don't mean today, but think about 20 years from now. Think about when we feel a lot more comfortable, and it's totally trained. This AI agent is trained in open heart surgery or whatever, tumor removal, whatever. I would much rather have an AI that has been trained on the 5 million edge cases that could happen, including some where they need to call a living doctor, who doesn't get tired, who isn't thinking about the divorce he's going through, who isn't going, oh, this is just rote and they missed something. I'm much more comfortable going, that's going to 95% of the time is going to be exactly a path to better health. I would be happy. But again, not today, but very soon, yeah.
I think I would be more inclined to go to a doctor.
I'm so sorry, Bunny. Sorry, go ahead, Bunny.
You're
go
good.
ahead.
Oh, no, I was finished.
Okay, I'm just wondering if I click like Bunny's screen, for instance, or like Dad's screen, for instance, is there like, does it full screen because I have the controls or whatever?
No, I have the control, so that just lets you decide what you want to be bigger. It doesn't affect. It doesn't affect what's being broadcast. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Bunny, what were you saying about the operation? I mean,
I was just saying, I think I would be more inclined to go to a doctor if it was AI.
That's right. You goddamn right.
Yeah.
Well, it would come to you. Philip says those are the things that make you human. That's the mind I want making decisions about my life. Yeah, I don't. I think that's, I personally think that's romanticizing it. Not, I don't mean romanticizing is the wrong word, but that's, I don't know if the word, it's not anthropomorphized. Basically, I think a lot of people do this with AI. Like they look at art and they say, oh, well, that has no soul. And I'm just kind of like, well, you know, the idea that art has soul, I'm not saying art can't move you. Of course it can. But, you know, the way art tends to be used in most people's lives is not a painting hanging in a museum that's meant to evoke some deep, thought or emotion. Like, look at the mushrooms on the back of Bunny's pillow. I don't imagine it's just a nice little visual flourish.
Oh, my whole house is filled with mushrooms. So,
I'm thrilled.
So it fits my theme.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is,
you buy for your theme.
I don't think anybody is going to sit there and go, oh, but those mushrooms were done by AI. I'm not saying they were, but I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
they're little mushrooms. What do you want from me, right?
They could be.
Yeah. This is the same argument people will have with every technology, says Philip. Yeah. The difference is between you and me were both kids when the Anytime Tellers came to Alabama, and we made fun of Mom and Dad because they were like, I'm not going to use those fucking things. And we were like, why? It's better than going into the bank. And somewhere along the lines, you cross that line where a lot of people cross when they get a certain age where they say, I don't like this. I'm like, it's the same as it's always been. The same as it's always been.
Yeah.
But that's how I see it. But, you know.
I don't know. Like, at this point, like, even like, with the, little ways we have to go, I'd honest to God be fine if, like, the AI was doing most of the work. Granted, there was, like, a general surgeon, like, somewhere, like, being, like, looking over the AI, making sure it doesn't make any mistakes. But, I mean, yeah, like, obviously a hospital will have, like, hopefully it will have, like, a better AI than the fucking, like, thing taking your order at McDonald's, right? So
yeah.
Well, yeah, we're talking 5, 10, 20 years down the road. Arathizel says, you don't know how the code works. Explain it. Why would you trust in any capacity beyond throwaway actions? I don't know how, brain surgery works either. But I trust, sadly, capitalism enough to know that the hospital has hired doctors that can have a high enough success rate that they can charge what they charge. And if a hospital wants to stay in business, they're going to make sure that their robots and their AI is trained enough that it will not kill people. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't understand. including, by the way, David Rodriguez, who says, why have you had the same sub count for the last 5 years? Well, I haven't, but it's close enough to merit listening to your comment, which is my answer is because I clearly don't understand how YouTube works, because I clearly work with Bunny and Tech and put on a substandard show because nobody likes our content. Sorry
about it.
Sorry, pal.
Yeah.
A movie is beautiful because it creates a connection between lived experiences. An AI movie is no longer producing that connection. I think you're saying that, and it sounds artistic, and it sounds like that's true. But the only evidence I have, there's two things I've encountered in the last 6 months where I would say, I don't know about that. But if you feel that way, I respect that. I can just tell you, I don't feel that way because I've literally heard songs made from like Sona AI, and I've been like, that's pretty fucking good. I've had people say, Jaffe, where can we download the song for Madhouse? I want to play that. I like that song. I have a friend who's writing a book, and I read the first few chapters, and I said, I didn't know you were a great writer. This is really well written. She says, no, I use ChatGPT. And I wrote, she says, I wrote the outline of the chapters, and I went in and tweaked it and stuff, but the first draft and then what I noodled with was all AI. I didn't know that. So
I don't know if this is just like a ChatGPT thing. Obviously I don't have access to like insane AI or whatever. I've had a hard time getting it to, and I write songs, I dabble in songwriting or whatever, like writing poetry or, you know, it's like a fun thing for me to do. And I like a lot of music. I like to read poetry. Like I'm not a huge reader, but like I read where I can, and I'll be like, this like made me feel a certain way. I don't think I've ever heard like a song that I know was like AI or like a poem beyond like, like what you'd expect like someone to be writing at like maybe like a 6th or 7th grade level maximum, where it's like, wow, this blew me away. Like your ability to like kind of take this concept and tie it in with like this other concept. For now, I believe that is a very like human thing that is probably like formed by like there are things that I've read that are so unique. It's just like, how did you think of this? How did you combine these two concepts together? How did you phrase this in such a way that I don't think like AI, or at least AI that I have access to, is able to like replicate like at all, like not even like near that level. I mean that's just like what I think, but like it'll give you a poem like boss makes $1, I make a dime, and then it'll like fill in like some shit that like rhymes or whatever, but it's never profound. And I've tried this. I've run like songs I really like through like the AI, and I've said like, how can I improve on this? And they're like great songs. I'm like a very like indie oriented person, I guess. Like I like a lot of like indie shit. I like that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like one that's not like a deep cut, like everyone kind of knows, but like it's like, it's evocative. Maybe that one song. I ran that one song by Rainbow Kitten Surprise, like devil and the devil said quit, can't be bothered, let her handle your shit. Like if anyone knows what that is. And it was like making improvements to it that it was like, well, this isn't like very clear. Like this doesn't like very like logically like follow. Like I don't understand like the syntax of this sentence or whatever. But like a person could very easily be like, oh, this is like what the artist meant. It's like so blatant. Right. But the AI was like struggling to be like, I don't compute it.
But again, but it's kind of like judging. Yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like judging somebody saying, I have a vision for automobile racing, and you're talking about it in 1910, and it's like, well, we're not there yet. It's just being able to look forward and, think about and project what this could be. And I don't disagree, Philip, with you that there are negatives. He says you're heading to a world where people don't know how to do anything for themselves, and a small handful of oligarchs keeping you entertained. Human rights will be a distant memory. Of course, I don't support those things. But I mean, look, that's happening anyway, AI or not. I mean, if we really gave a shit about that, we would be, AI didn't need to come along to tell us that the oligarchs, I mean, look, Citizens United was here a hell of a lot earlier than AI got here. But anyway, what I will tell you is...
I'd like to think, personally, and if you want to wrap this like segment, or
oh yeah, let's wrap it up.
Format of the show. I don't know the format of the show.
There's
but if you were about to like move on from this segment, I personally, like as a final like statement or whatever, would like to think I am hopeful that I don't even know if that's like really what I mean to say, but there's a part of me that kind of hopes that AI will not be able to evolve to that level in terms of like creativity or whatever the fuck. Maybe it's because it's like, oh, I should be able to like write better than AI. Maybe it's like a personal gripe I have with it. I don't know. But I do think there's something very, in art, it's informed by like emotion, like, and maybe it can change or evolve into being like, oh, well, this isn't human emotion, but this is like, we previously took things that like humans felt, and now we're like piecing them together, and we're like, drawing like crazy conclusions that like hit right, or whatever the fuck, if that makes any sense. But I think it's gonna be a long way to go until it's like, this is as evocative as like someone who has like spent like 10,000 hours like mastering their art and like drawing from like experiences they had like day to day in everyday life. This is how this made me felt. This is the circumstance I was in or whatever. Because at some point it's gonna run out. It's gonna be like a pool that you pull from that like humanity was like, this was my experience, and AI is just gonna kind of like recycle that and find like ways to make it like new and fresh, but it'll always have like that source material.
Well, all I will tell you is I heard Billy Corrigan from Smashing Pumpkins talking on some podcast about this. And they asked him, and he says, I don't really get the big deal. And he's not talking about the existential crisis stuff that like Philip's talking about, but just AI as a tool for art. He says, I would write songs, and I would go back and I would listen to records, and I would basically take a riff from some song I heard in 1960. And I'd change a few keys around or chords or whatever, how musicians talk. And that was the riff for this song. He's like, I did the same thing that it does. It's just faster. And it's also, it went through with me sort of biological wiring. And now it's going through, ones and zeros and actual wiring, like mechanical wiring. And that's how I feel about it. I mean, even when you're saying, oh, it feels synthetic. I mean, even that, it will get to a point where it will be able to say, oh, I know what they're asking for now. It wants something quirky and this and that, but not so quirky it feels like Wes Anderson's directing it, but enough of a quirk, like 25% more quirk than
like,
Star Wars.
I hear you sitting here kind of, and tell me if I'm misinterpreting this, it kind of feels like you're defending AI to like an endpoint, right? Like, and the endpoint in my mind is like, okay, AI can do everything. AI can take your orders. AI can do open heart surgery. AI can like, make the next hit single and like have like a Taylor Swift like fan base that everyone kind of like circles around or whatever the fuck. So like, what is the point of like having a person like at that point? Like, what do you think about that? Like,
right, and maybe that's what's really. Do you just
not care? Is that just like, it's like, oh, well, if we just have, like, computers running everything, synthetic emotions, like, this, like, kind of circulating fucking perpetuating cycle of, like, drawing from, like, source material from, like, 1800 to, like, 2000 fucking, like, 35 or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Is it, like, what is the point? What is the world you'd like to see?
Okay, so
I
think that might be the actual threat that scares people underneath it that I think you're articulating well.
Shit, of course.
Because for me, I don't care. And I don't mean I don't care like I'm depressed and I don't care. I mean, like, if in a lot of ways, if we replace ourselves with a better mousetrap and we evolved long enough to create something that's smarter, better, more efficient, and we can't compete with it in terms of not capitalist wise, but if what you're saying is true, no matter how good the AI gets, there will always be a writer that can come along and blow it out of the water. And if that's true, there's no problem. But if it turns out not to be true, then we're basically gods for these AI. And we will be wiped out. And they will live forever. They can colonize the universe in our names. They can share a lot of our values. But that's evolution. That's what happens. One species dies out. Another one has a better success rate at living. I don't romanticize
problem with
it.
you call I know, but I guess I have a problem with like the idea that it's like, oh, this is like a species. Like what are they meant to do? Like for example, if it was like if your thing was like, oh, they'll take care of like all the animals that were here and they'll take care of the planet and they'll be kind of like stewards of like
they might,
you know,
they may not.
But I don't know, like, yeah, like, unless, like, that's what the end goal for you is in mind, like, I don't
have an end goal.
Okay, yeah, I think that's kind of maybe what I disagree with a little bit, because it's got to stop at some point, right? Like, we're done at some point, right? Like, we're acknowledging this. But it's just like synthetic machines talking to each other.
But that's what I mean about the romanticizing. We're synthetic machines. We don't know what consciousness is. We go to sleep every night and wake up to some degree a different person. There's new science today that, not new, but like the last 10 years that says gut bacteria basically functions for part of our lives as a second brain in terms of decisions we make are being made by the type of bacteria in our fucking gut, right? The idea that we are using such an antiquated view of what life means and existence and consciousness means, that the idea that we're being so protective of this thing just because that's all we know, I mean, I get why a lot of people would do it, but when you're asking for my opinion, what I say is I don't think about things that way. I think about it more holistically as just the experience, and I go, we're here for a short time. Maybe we're on the trajectory anyway of blowing each other up. Look at the state of America right now. AI didn't get us into this trouble. What got us into this trouble was greed and a desire to keep people stupid so they can't stop the elite who want to take advantage of us. So, maybe thank God we survived long enough to create this stuff. And then that was our gift, and we'll see.
Again, like, yes. So, see, that makes sense. If the point of AI just being, like, the one species that's, like, the species is, like, for whatever reason you need to, like, safeguard the planet until there's, like, another, like, sentient species that's able to get here, and it's like, oh, maybe this would do them good. Like, that's at least, like, a little bit understandable. But I guess I just struggle with the fact that anyone would think, like, oh, like these, granted, like they'll always have like synthetic thoughts or feelings or be recycling material or whatever. Like, is the point of living for you not just like you're experiencing these emotions, like whether you like it or not, you're here to like experience and like live life. And I get you're saying like, oh, well, the sentient robots can like experience or live life maybe in like a different way. Does that
or not at all?
Like, that strike you as like weird a little bit?
Well, I'm very weird, you know that, but...
Well, no, but that doesn't, like, put, like, a feeling of, like, uneasiness into you, or, like, what is, like, pointlessness, or just, like, what is the...
I mean, Philip asked me if I'm a nihilist. I mean, nihilist usually has a negative connotation. So if you mean, do I feel everything's bad and evil and people are terrible? No. I just think that I think there is so much at work here. And I think that when you think about the minorest of things that we can't understand that we do, tonight when you serve someone a taco, you change their life. You don't know how.
Example, yeah, but
hang on. You don't know how, I don't know how. And that goes up when it's a bigger thing. If you smile at someone, if you entertain someone, if you say something, we ripple out as a collected organism all the time. We can't comprehend.
Yes.
So hang on. So my point is, I have stepped off the ride of trying to defend much of anything other than going, I don't know. Let's be nice to each other and do the best we can, and let's have some fun. I don't have a dog in the fight, I guess, is how I feel about it now.
I hear you, but I can actually tell you how I changed someone's life, right? I can't tell you the exact emotion they were feeling. I can, like, make an educated guess based on if they smiled or they furrowed their brow or whatever. But, like, realistically, like, right, I don't want to refer to us as machines, like, given the context, but we're, like, kind of like bags of chemicals, right?
That's right, we're machines.
You do action A, you do action B. One of these will result in, like, a different, like, you know...
And we probably have no free will.
Dopamine, okay, well, I mean, that seems like a tangent, but, like, Yeah, it'll result in like a level of like, you know, oh, this hormone spiked. Your endorphins like increased. Your, you know, dopamine receptors went off or whatever. For an AI, like smiling at an AI will never truly like be like, oh, I felt something. I had like a thought, like I had like a thought beyond like what I've been programmed to do, or not even that. I had like a genuine like emotion. So I don't. If the whole world is AI, then it's like, who are you serving? Like, who are the things that the AIs are serving?
We're
you know,
AI.
what is their purpose?
Okay, but you're saying we're AI as well to an extent, which I agree with. I mean, I think, you know,
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
If we're bags
yeah.
of chemicals, the smartest intelligence in the world, you probably wouldn't even need to be that smart, but certainly a way smarter than we are, could look at an instant in time and predict everything that's come before and everything that will come after, because they'll be able to read at a quantum level. The wind is blowing this way. That has a percentage chance of causing this to occur. If that happens, this person standing here is going to do this. If that happens, this person is going to do this. That will lead to blah, 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 blah. Right?
Yeah, it's all just code.
To me, and I'm not saying that like, oh, life is useless and meaningless. I'm just saying that that's kind of what I think is happening. And in that, but I am at peace with that. I don't feel threatened by that. If somebody were to say at the end of the day, you are in The Sims, and people are watching you, and you have a sense of being alive, but you're just following a path or whatever, I'd go, okay. Like, it doesn't bother me. I don't know why. But yeah, so lots of ifs.
You are a little bit of a nihilist.
Define nihilism, because maybe I don't understand.
Well, I think it just that there's. I mean, is that
like Satanism?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Okay, so do it again though. Nihilism is what?
I think it's when you see no importance in anything. Like there's no meaning to life. There's no. It just.
I don't know.
You're just here to just live, and there's no real end goal.
I cannot tell you if there's a meaning. But I absolutely think that it's okay. Philip's saying that's not what it means, and so is Maple. So can you guys tell us what the definition of nihilism is?
Yeah, well,
because your definition, I would say, I don't necessarily think there's an end goal, but there might be. Nihilism is the belief in ability. Wait, nihilism says incognito is the belief in ability nothing. Everything happens because of random atom splits. I don't think that's nihilism. I think that's called determinism, isn't it? Invader, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Why can't you guys be like your brother Invader? He comes in, he wipes his feet, he does the dishes, and he drops a super chat on the goddamn nightstand before he goes home. Thank you, buddy. This was a neat little convo debate. Thanks for popping in, Sarah, and thanks for keeping it spicy, Papa Jaffe. Oh, Philip Jaffe. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Jaffe, would you feel the same if you weren't already successful and had to worry about your next meal? The same about what? I'm still waiting for Sarah, would you mind looking up the definition of nihilism? Because I've got like 6 different ones.
I thought that is what I was pretty much saying, that there's no meaning in anything.
Again, I am not someone with a philosophy degree, right? But I read a little bit, and from what I can like recall off the top of my own head, right? Nihilism is kind of, I mean, it's used colloquially. I struggle to say that word, and I'm sorry. To mean like, you know, a bunch of different things, but they're kind of along the same vein. There is like, right, there's existential nihilism, there's moral, what is it fucking called? Epistemologic, fucking whatever.
I don't know what that is,
cosmic nihilism, political nihilism, right? But I think Bunny was on the right track where it was like, you know, it's kind of a position that argues that there is no inherent like value or like meaning to existence, right?
So,
like that's what when people say like, oh, you're a nihilist.
So no, I'm not
talking about.
And so then my answer to that is no, I am not a nihilist. I'm an agnostic. I don't know if there's meaning. I know that I don't have the ability to discern or to extract meaning at my mental pay grade. I know that I think I was something before this. I don't know if I'll be something after this. I have a sense of a moral code that I have a feeling probably comes from my dad and from the movies, but I don't really know. And I'm okay not knowing. I'm okay just going, I don't know. Let's have some fun and treat people nice and try to make ourselves happy. And if we go out in a big bang of aliens coming in November, or if the robots take over, okay, that was fun. I just don't feel very. I'm not clinging to a definition. I'm very comfortable with or at least as far as, I'm a very privileged person. So I don't know if the shit came down and the bad guys started parachuting in like in Red Dawn, what I would do. But I assume I'd try to survive like everybody else. But I feel, at least at this stage in my life, very comfortable being engaged in life, but not being so precious with it. Because I don't know what's happening. I don't know what this is. And I have thoughts, I have theories, I have ideas, but I'm not going to war for those ideas because I don't know. So if that makes me a nihilist, I'm okay with that. So that was fun. See, that was fun. Why can't Tech Protect talk like Sarah talks? What's the matter with him? Let's get that boy to the goddamn ER. Get his teeth fixed.
Yeah.
But you're saying you're saying I would fight back though, Philip. Like I'm not saying there aren't things I would fight for that I believe in, but I'm talking at a philosophical level. If people invaded, I would fight because I believe in the freedom, such as it is, that they want to take from us. Yeah, we'll be on tomorrow. I'm doing Colin Moriarty's show tomorrow at 11, and then we're back tomorrow with a Madhouse, and then we will be doing the Beachwalk. But I got to wait for the lavalier mics to come in. Maple Syrup says, for the record, Nietzsche was a nihilist, and he found philosophy actually gave him a reason to live. I like life. I'm not walking around going, oh, what's the point? I'm having fun. I'm having fun trying to solve this challenge. But it's just, I'm not so, it's, what are you going to do? All right. What else are we talking about? What do you mean, Tech? We're talking about your teeth. That's what you get. It's a show. We talk about our lives. Your teeth hurt. You're a baby. You won't go to the doctor. I told Sarah, let's call mom, figure out what she would do. Is there a dentist she knows? Emergency dentistry. Let's go to the ER at least.
Yeah.
Now let's change the.
You could die.
Yeah, and Bunny says you could die.
Yeah, you die from dental problems.
She's not fucking with you. By
Toxic
the way.
shock. Yeah.
She's not making a joke.
No, I'm not making a joke either. This rabbit hole goes so deep. You guys can't.
All right, well, we don't have to talk about it.
The tech teeth rabbit hole. Okay.
All right, well, we don't have to talk about it. Yeah, there you go. Tech says we need more super chats to fund his teeth surgery. All right.
Poor Tech.
$300 and I'll take him to the ER tonight, even if he doesn't want to go. How about that? Come on. How much entertainment?
Force him.
How much entertainment have you gotten from Bunny and Tech and Sarah and my brother and me? Come on.
Yeah.
Reach into your wallets. Reach into your souls. AI is going to take your job anyway. May as well give us some of your goddamn money. Am I right, Tanalana? You goddamn right.
Song for money, Dad?
No.
Would you sing No, you wouldn't sing a song for money?
Oh, I'll sing a song for free. That's the problem with this show.
I can give you my guitar and you can play a little song.
Yeah, go get it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, $5 a song. Go get the guitar.
$5 a song from the Mr. Jaffe himself.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can't.
A song of your choice. And if you don't know
No,
the
I'll
song,
make it up. No, I'm making it up.
No. Someone gives you a song. If you know the song, you play it. If you don't know it, you have to say what you think the song would be. Just give us a verse, right?
Okay, fine.
I think that's a fun. Yeah.
I need a guitar though.
I'll bring you a guitar.
But see, you're missing it. Arathizel says, be romantic about your humanity, Jaffe. Watch a sunset, pet a dog, go for a bike ride. This is the problem is I may suck at articulating things and communicating things. Tonight, I was sitting on the couch with Courage, the dog, and he was looking in me in the eyes. And I was so lost in that little dog's eyes and talking so much to him about what a sweet, wonderful creature he was and how much I love that he's come into our life. I take walks on the beach and I watch sunsets and I think about what is out there. What does this mean? I'm not sitting around like, woe is me, life is shit. I'm simply saying I'm going to come at it like I come at a lot of things, which is just, okay, well, I'd love to believe that there's a lot of meaning in all this stuff. And maybe we make our own meaning, but it might have been God. You never know. I'm open to that too. I don't think it was, but it's possible. I don't feel comfortable assigning labels to this experience because it's so confusing to me. Maybe you guys are just way smarter. Yes, I'm being patronizing, but maybe you guys are just way fucking smarter than I am and you can process how beautiful it is and you just know. But that's not been my experience. My experience
got it all figured out.
Got it all figured out.
You're right.
I mean, there are days, Bunny Button, where I feel like this is an amazing gift and an amazing experience. And there are days where I feel like we are basically in hell. And this is what hell is. And we're suffering. And then maybe that's the same thing. I don't fucking know. But I do have a little... You hold the guitar this way? Now, you guys have to understand, I cannot play guitar. But if you put $5 in the till, I'll make up a song for you.
Ooh.
That's right.
Yeah, you're holding it like a pro. I feel like you're about to do something.
The poop guy says in less than 1 billion years, the Earth will be a desert planet with no life. In 3 to 4 billion, the Earth will be consumed by the sun. It's kind of poetic, really, when you think about it. See, that's how good I am. I'm thankful to have had the experience that I have had because they have taught me that there's something wonderful and awe-inspiring going on under the surface. Maybe. Or maybe there's nothing. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to your experience. I'm saying maybe, I don't know, or that's just chemicals talking. And you have found a way to reconcile it in your brain in a way that brings you joy, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. Moving on up to the east side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky. Okay, I'm gonna write a theme song for the Bunny Button Show, which premieres on ABC 9:30 this fall.
Oh, great!
Fresh off the boat from Tennessee, she sailed into NYC and said, "Y'all, I am here, and my name is Bunny B." Some men came up and took her away and gave her a shot and said, "See ya, good day." And she developed superpowers. Now she's superhero bunny who can turn into a robot. Bunny Button Show. It's the Bunny Button Robot Variety Show this Thursday night.
I like the song. It doesn't hit as well if you're not like playing the guitar.
I don't know how to play the guitar.
Hold it like a prop.
I imagined it so good though.
How do you? I don't know how to play it.
Well, here I'll come here. I'll play the guitar and you can like sing the thing. Okay. Is that okay?
All the girls came from South Carolina. They said they don't want to give up their vagina when they get married and buy a plate of china because they are saying no.
You know what the problem is?
Joey Bag of Donuts, go home and get your fucking shine box. $5 super chat. Your mother looks like a limb box. I don't know what that is. It's very Dr. Susie. Would you go to her and say, "Mama, I love your caboose"? What's the problem, Sarah?
The problem is that you are playing the guitar, right? I can hear it. Even I can hear it with my headphones on, but it's your mic for whatever reason is not picking up the guitar. There you go. Maybe try.
Do you feel like a piece of cotton candy?
Now it's not picking up anything. We cannot hear you.
Do you feel like a piece of cotton candy stuck walk on an old lady's shoe? Do you feel like a lazy Christian that really wants to be a Jew? Do you feel like an old lady, but mentally you're only 2? Well, if all of this is happening in your brain pan, I have news to share with you. You're in the death process. You're leaving consciousness. You'll rot in the ground, and that's all you'll get. I hope you enjoyed it, but it's been a lot of shit, and now it's time to go.
Woo! That was beautiful.
I met a woman once. Her name was Brantley. She came into my store. She said, I need help, Doc. What's wrong? I said. She said, my vagina is so small. What happened?
You can't. I mean, I guess you can. You're on the show anymore, no, but like.
What do you mean I'm not on the show anymore?
Well, you're not on the Lil Cow show no more, but
Thank
like.
God.
But like, this
talk
one got you
about
into
Brantley's
trouble,
tiny
right?
vagina.
Talking about Brantley's pussy or whatever.
I don't like Brantley.
Well.
Or
I
her
mean,
tiny vagina.
I don't mind her
I
tiny
know.
vagina. I don't like her, though. What's up with the youth? What's up with the youth? What's up with the youth? That's all I got so far, but I think it's going to be a big hit. Well, this worked out really well. Thank you guys for your super chats for me to write you songs. What, you don't like my skills? You don't like my abilities?
I'm scared.
How about this? Bunny, what's your favorite song from the 90s?
Let's do an Ace of Base. Let's do the Sign. Yeah.
I got a new life. You'd hardly recognize me. Something, something. How can a something like you
Bring me joy. How do I
I have risen. See, because the show Pitch Perfect, I can only hear that song and think of that girl vomiting. I love that movie, man. That movie's great. I love that movie. Sarah, pick a song from your teen years that you love.
Do Mirror Ball.
I want you to know I'm a mirror ball. I'll show you every color of myself tonight. I'll get you out on the floor.
Yeah.
Something. Lady La La, baby. Jaffe, I'm back for you. What's 8-7-N mean? Hessen? Hessen? What's that mean?
Maybe she meant hun.
Hun?
I don't
I'm
know.
leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. I like when he says, she was born in the summer of her 27th year. Coming home to a place she'd never been before. Left yesterday behind her. You might say she was born again. You might say she found the key to heaven's door. When she first came to the mountain, her life was far away. All alone and hanging by a song. That's how it goes. But the string's already broken and she doesn't really care. It keeps changing fast and it won't last for long. I can't play the guitar.
This was a choice to do, and I am, you're welcome or I'm sorry, depending on how you felt about it. But I don't know if you're reading the chat about, like, why Tech's teeth hurt.
No, he said, he told me not to talk about it.
Well, no, this is like a heroic action, so this one I can talk about. All right, and he's like talking about it in chat. All right, listen, Tech was at a bar in, like, I don't know, somewhere in like fucking Colorado, Nevada. I don't know. He was somewhere, right? He was somewhere and there was a bar. That's the important part. And he overheard this this table next to him, right? There was this guy talking about like how he hated Mexican people. He was like, yeah, and their women are only good for like breeding, right? Like their women are only good for like having sex with. And Tech got upset and he was like, could you not say that?
Good
and
for
the
Tech.
guy was like, what's your deal? And they basically, like, he was like, he didn't escalate it, but he ended up like getting into a bar fight, and that guy like knocked his fucking tooth real bad, and yeah, that's why it hurts.
No, I get it.
Everyone give it up for Tech. All right, stopping racism one fist at a time.
Tech walked into a goddamn bar and said, "Don't you fuck with the Mexican ladies. They are amazing in the throat. Tomatoes that you like, canty, yeah. Lady Lala protects, Tech protect. Tar says, Jaffe, can you see my chats at all? Tech is a badass motherfucker, yeah." Does that make you happy your boyfriend stood up to bad guys?
I mean, I don't really see the value in not even dating someone. I guess just like hanging around a person who's not like principled, like in some capacity. Like, and it depends, right? Like some people have like principles or like morals that it's like, oh, I don't really agree with that. But yeah, it does make me really proud that he stood up for like what he believed in, because I think there's a lot of people who are just kind of like humdrum, like moving throughout the world, and they'll like hear something or like see something, but they're like, oh, that's not like my business, like that's not like, you know, that's not for me. But I mean, the people who are gonna like, you know, make shit happen are people who are like, oh, I saw this, I'm gonna choose to like, you know, I'm gonna choose to be like actionable, or I'm gonna choose to do something about it.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic.
I think that's really cool. I think that's super admirable. So yeah, I am proud.
Yeah.
But
I would be proud too. I would also say, if he was on the John Quinones show, what would you do? He would probably be one of the people on camera, because John Quinones would come out before things escalated too much and say, "Hey, excuse me, sir." And Tech would be like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Yep, I'm John Quinones from ABC's What Would You Do?" Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people today just let that racist keep going, but you decided to stand up. What was that about? Tech protect? And then what would he say, Sarianne?
John Quinones or Tech protect? John Quinones would probably go like, "What would you do?" or something. I don't know.
Yep.
That's the only line he can remember.
That's like all he. That's all he can say. Yeah.
What would you do? He can't. He's off the show, but he does conventions, and that's all people want him to say. What would you do? And they all clap.
It's a really common phrase. I wonder if he's ever like out and about with like his friends or family, and he's like, "Oh, like what would you do if I?" And like everyone stops him, and they're like, "Hey, he said the line. He said the line." Like I'm wondering if that's like a real problem.
He's like, "Ah, you guys, you guys." Knuckleheads. Yeah. Hey, it's a family affair. Philip's in the chat, and Daniel, our nephew's in the chat. Hello, Daniel. Daniel says, you need to go watch some K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh, I want to. I hear it's great. Lady Lala says, Jaffe, would you do a show with a MILF on the Becky Button Universe Hun? Well,
Is Becky Boop not a MILF? Like already?
No,
no. Because she doesn't have kids, or like.
Well, she's not a mother, so.
Yeah,
right?
But that's not really like, you can be a MILF without being a mother. What does chat think? Can you be a MILF and not have kids? Well, what does it
stand for if it doesn't?
It's like it stands for mother. I'd like to.
Yeah, I don't think you can be a MILF
my
without.
Language. I think you can be a MILF without having kids, right? Sorry, I'm yelling. I have a problem with yelling. I'm gonna move the mic back a little bit. I'm sorry, chat. There's like a right, like there's like a definition that's like, oh, you must adhere to the textbook definition of this. But like, yeah, you'll hear like people calling other people MILFs. Who don't
but then what? Is it just an older woman, like a cougar?
Yes, because language like evolves. Like language evolves, right? Language like picks up new meanings, like, you know, traveling from like person to person and stuff like that. So it's not like, you know, words that were intended to be like
Bunny,
strict, yeah.
Becky Boop is not a MILF, I don't think. But what I am curious about, though, is this Lady Lala lady. You're saying, I thought Becky's channel, didn't I? Tech was telling me today that Becky was leaving the BBU and that it was shutting down, right?
Also, I'd like to wait. I'd like to point out in chat, someone says that is a cougar. That is not a cougar. Okay, cougar carries like a weight to it that's like, oh, you're like,
they want to date younger guys.
You're like, you're out like pursuing like younger men. MILF is just like, you see a hot woman in public, you're like, that lady is, you know, she's of age.
I feel like, is there a term for it? Because I know, like with men, you call them like a silver fox and stuff. Like there's, So is there? There's kind of be the woman equivalent.
Well, that is the woman. I'd say the woman equivalent to a silver fox is a MILF, because a silver fox is just like, oh, that's a good-looking older dude. Like maybe he has like gray hair. He like, he's like
Yeah.
groomed real nicely. He's like fit for his age. I'd say like, yeah, that's the equivalent of a MILF. Now, like a cougar, I'd say if you were a man, that's just called like a predator, right? Like that, like realistically, that's a fucking that's a pred, right?
Good to know.
So-
Good to know. Wow. I did not
Seriously,
know
dude.
Apocalypse 9 was in the new Twisted Metal episodes. That's amazing, Mech Dragon. I haven't watched any past 3, but they have done such a good job with fan service on that show. Apocalypse 9, man. I mean, I was like 24 and I was just like sitting at Denny's with my brother and my friend Carrie, and I'm like, I need a name for this fucking white supremacist gang. Apocalypse 9. I mean, I don't even know where it came from. And now here we are 30 years later and it's in a TV show, like a professional fucking TV. It's the craziest shit. It's the craziest shit. But I think it's cool, man. I think it's very cool. So Lady Lala, are you asking me out on a date? What are you asking me? You want to do a show with me? What are you talking about? And also, more importantly, I thought the BBU is gone. Isn't that the news from today that Becky's MIA and she's not doing her show anymore?
I'm out of the loop on Becky stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not up on the lore, baby. I'm looking for a humdinger, says Roberts 100. A hum fucking dinger comes from the word humming the dinger. I don't know what that means. Jose Velez says, can I get a shout out? No, you can't. She's making a new show. She's MIA. She never bothers to explain. I see. Hello, Jose Velez. Thank you for watching our show and being with us, buddy. We appreciate it very, very much. Sarah, how have you enjoyed being on the show?
But I'm online a lot. It's like being in a Discord call, but the person you're in like a Discord call with is your dad. It's it's wholesome, I guess, but and I do like it. Like, this has been a fun experience. I feel like we don't really get to talk a lot because one of us is always busy. So it's been really nice for me. This has been a cute like bonding moment for sure.
My sweet baby.
But yeah, no, it's nice. I like to talk. I'm a yapper like a little bit. So it's been cool to have like a subject thrown at me and I can just kind of like.
I always say I
regardless of whether or not it's better,
I love this kid talking. I always tell her music, her communication, and she's very like me.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I sang songs to you when you were little? Do you remember?
I did. Yeah. I think that's probably why I like to sing and shit today. Probably.
I'm trying to remember what I sang that you would remember. What did you remember? Come with me, close your eyes.
I remember you singing a lot of Les Mis. I remember you singing "Do You Hear the People Sing?" Something about my dad is his like lullaby choices were always like very odd. Like, it's not like this is a it's not like this is a lullaby you like sing like a 5-year-old or like a 4-year-old or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It wasn't like "Rockabye Baby." It was always like oh, okay, all right, now we're gonna learn about the uprising of 1832. Like, and I'm gonna sing about it to you. It's like, okay, like, cool,
Hear
like, you
the
know.
people singing the songs of angry men, Sarah. It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. For
Yeah,
the
this is the
wretched
kind of
of
shit I
the
heard when I
earth,
was-
it
yeah.
is the
Money.
flame that never dies.
Never dies.
Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. They will live again in freedom in the garden of the Lord. They will walk behind the plowshare. They will put away the sword. The chain will be broken and all men will have their reward. Will you join in our parade? No, parade, crusade. Will you... parade's very different. Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Somewhere beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Anyway, I don't even know why I'm singing this. This is not the show. I don't sing. Daniel's other uncle's a great singer.
Sun will rise.
He's on Sugarcane Jane. They're a little MAGA crazy, but they're a good band. A lot of times I'll play their song Cabin on the Hill when I open the show. And people are like, why are you playing that country music? Because it's good.
Love it.
Because it's good.
No, you'd play I'm sailing away.
I'm sailing.
I don't know.
away.
Again, I want to put a block here.
Set an
I don't know
open
if the chat is getting
course
as much of a
for the
kick,
Virgin Sea.
hearing you like sing like you're
I don't
fucking.
care. We've been going for hours. They're not super chatting for the most part. They're not member upping for the most part. If I want to sing some goddamn sticks, circa Dennis DeYoung, I'm gonna sing some fucking sticks. On board, I'm the captain. Okay, we'll be right back. So climb aboard, we'll search for tomorrow on every shore, and we'll try. Oh Lord, we'll try to carry on. And then it turns out the angels were aliens. What are you talking about? A gathering of angels appeared above my head. They sang to me this song of hope. And this is what they said. They said, come sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away with me. What do you think about an out owner moving to Tennessee and opening up out there? What the fuck? I don't know what those words mean, sir.
What do you think about an in-and-out owner moving to Tennessee and opening up out there?
A franchise?
He wants to open an in-and-out in Tennessee.
Sure.
Like the CEO. I don't think if you like own like a store or you like bought like one of the businesses, like you can open it up in Tennessee. It's like come to California for our like mediocre like burgers, and you can like order one without like anything but the patty. I don't know. They do that, by the way. If you ask In-N-Out for a Flying Dutchman, that's what it's called. They'll just be like, all right, sure, and they'll just like give you a patty in a box. And that's like an item they have on their menu. I don't know. I don't love In-N-Out. Their shakes are okay, specifically the chocolate one. But everyone, like as a Californian, everyone's like, I gotta go to California for like In-N-Out. It's mediocre. You get better fries at McDonald's.
And they were like that with Krispy Kreme when they came to California. But we had Krispy Kreme in Alabama, when I was a kid, and it was just like, yeah, it's Krispy Kreme, it's good, but it's just fucking.
You know
donuts.
what? This really fucks me up. Like to this day, when me and Tech were moving out of Nevada, right? I was like, it was my last day at work, and I was like, you know what? I really liked my coworkers. Like all the people here were lovely to me. I want to like order like 40 Krispy Kreme donuts to like the break room.
Mm-hmm.
So I like DoorDashed. I was at work at the time. I was like on my 30 or whatever, and I DoorDashed like the Krispy Kreme. And then they were like, my DoorDasher got to the store and she goes, they're out of donuts. There's no they're out of donuts. And then she just like canceled the order on me. And it was like, and then I got a message from DoorDash. It was like, we're gonna take 2 weeks to refund your shit. I was like, damn. So then I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'll try Dunkin' Donuts. And I ordered from Dunkin' Donuts, and they canceled on me. They were like, we don't have Dunkin' Donuts. There are no donuts in Nevada. Like, you idiot. Why would you think that?
Why? Like, that is really weird. That they wouldn't have donuts, man. Tech is saying there's breaking news. I'm looking for it. I don't see it about Newsom. With the California redistricting. Here we go. Texas GOP redraws maps as California fights back in redistricting war. But I don't see where California passed it, but I won't be surprised if they did. Good. Fuck them. Fuck them. You guys want to fucking, cheat? We'll cheat too. I don't love Newsom, but I'm glad he's doing something. Fuck it. Fuck you guys. How about this? How about you fucking just run your candidates, and if it turns out people want to vote for them, they'll vote for them. How about you stop bending over backwards to count the cards in Vegas and just fucking play the game? And if your ideas are good, yeah.
One Californian to another, Dad. Do you know how many representatives there are in California? Don't look it up.
I'm not going to look it up.
What is the number? We have the largest amount of representatives of any state. Do you know what that number is?
Okay, I want to be clear. You're talking about the state representatives or the district representatives?
The state representatives. How many people?
Okay. I'm going to guess. I don't really know. 64?
It's 52, but me and Tech were talking about this yesterday because there's a conversation in one of our circles we run in, and it was, should children be allowed to vote? If you can pick up a pencil and you can fill in like the little, ballot circle or whatever the fuck, should you be allowed to vote? And some people were like, actually, not the majority of people, but some people went like, yeah, like children should be allowed to vote. Like stupid adults are allowed to vote.
I was gonna say, how different is it?
So why should a 14-year-old who like, you know, knows like the 3 branches of government and like can tell you the difference between like, for instance, like, oh, this is a dictatorship, this is a democracy, this is a republic, as opposed to like an adult, right, who, you know, might not know those things. No hate, but they might not know those things. Should be allowed to vote. Yeah, Tech was very like adamant. Children should not be allowed to vote. Okay, there's no way they should be allowed to vote. And someone proposed the idea that there should be a test. Right, you have to take regardless of age.
I'm not a fan
if you can pass the test, and it's not like I know you're thinking because a lot of people were like, oh, well, that is like a very slippery slope, right? If you could like, you know, the person who administers the test, the person who is writing the answers, could put like questions on there, with like a political leaning or like a very clear bias, right? Even if it's like clockable that. This bias or that bias.
I mean, you'd have to change. You'd have to change the Constitution, but assuming you could change the Constitution to make a test, I struggle with that one. But here's the problem I have with people pushing back on the kids can't vote. Like Jose says, a 14-year-old doesn't pay taxes. A lot of the 1%. A lot of the 1% don't pay their fucking taxes.
Well, they you know.
The poop guy says, "Well, I am though." The poop guy says kids are dumb and easily influenced. Huh? Sounds familiar.
Yeah, like, I mean, again, like because my argument against this would never be like, oh, well, they don't pay taxes, right? There are adults on like welfare who are like, yeah, and I don't have a problem with welfare. I'm the most progressive guy you know. Okay, so
hey,
but
she's taking her time.
Yeah, there's adults who are like, you know, taking more than they're giving in terms of like, you know, monetary value out of the pool. And they're allowed to vote, right? So long as you're not like a fucking felon or like a kid, I guess, who have the ability to vote. Pay taxes, don't pay taxes, you're above 18, you're a citizen. So I don't think you'll ever catch me being like, oh, well, they're dumb and easily impressionable. A lot of adults are dumb and easily impressionable.
Yeah.
Impressionable, I don't know, I'm slurring my speech.
No, well, see, somebody in the chat says the problem is, PK says the problem is people brainwash kids in Roblox to vote for them. There was a fucking Joe Biden or Kamala Harris level Calvin and I played in Fortnite. Well, yeah, fuck yeah, get RTU in here. Fuck yeah. You goddamn right. Tell Tech is, I know Tech's in a little bit of pain, but I'd love, yeah, you don't have to let RTU on. He can always come in. That'd be great.
Montadoro says you should have to pass a government competency test if you want to vote under 18. But I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I don't disagree with this sentiment, but I don't know why we're like capping it at 18. You know what I mean? Like it's like if you and the test wouldn't be like in a perfect world, the test would be very like nonpartisan. It'd be like, all right, what was the Civil War? Like give me like a sentence about the Civil War if it's like comprehensible in any way at all, right? Like name the three
but
branches
what I would ask you is this though,
balances,
Sarah.
Yeah.
What is it that you're trying to discern with this test would be my question.
If you know, like, if you can pass a basic civics test, right? Then it's like, maybe you should be one of the people whose opinions, has more gravity in the U.S. political system, like in terms of like electing certain candidates. It's like obviously, and this isn't like a one-to-one comparison, but like, you know, the point of this is to like keep your like fellow citizens like safe, and that's probably like a really authoritarian thing to say. I'm not saying like you, I recognize
I get
that.
exactly, like, I think I get exactly what you're saying, but I also think fundamentally a test exists to, by nature of it being called a test, to determine if you know the quote right things. So even if it's not partisan, you're going to have to determine what kind of American has more value than another American in terms of the things they know. So is it the fact that you know the branches of government is more valuable, or is it that you pass an ethics test? Like what matters more? Just that you can.
It wouldn't be an ethics test, right? Because there's no way to like make an ethics test, right? Realistically.
But that's ultimately what you want, really. That's what I would want. I would love to know only people who are thoughtful and moral and research can vote.
Well, yes, but then your thing would be like, okay, only like if you're like left of like this certain position.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's
Realistically,
why
is
I
what
don't
you're
think
saying,
it fundamentally works, because even if it's not partisan, someone is going to have to say this is what a qualified American is, and who gets to determine
a
that.
qualified American is someone who knows what they are voting for, that can like prove that they like know the policy this candidate is running on, like whoever they're voting for, who like has an idea of like what they are actually checking, or what they are, what they can know for sure, like to the extent they can, because obviously like once you're in office, it's like, okay, yeah, like run wild, kind of like it's one of those scenarios. But you shouldn't. I don't know. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I don't know if you should be able to like vote, or you should go to vote. You definitely shouldn't go to vote if like Hulk Hogan was like, this is my guy, look how cool he is. Yo, that guy did a stream with Aiden Ross. That's awesome, dude. I'm voting.
People will vote for that.
Without like knowing. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, though. Two things. One is, Tech, I know you're not feeling well, but do keep an eye out for Rich, because we'd love to have him in. The other thing is, voting. We've talked about this on the show a lot. The idea of until we actually care about voters, like, and have a holiday, and people don't have to wait in line forever. I mean, the idea of making it difficult for some people to vote and other people, it's not difficult to vote. That's got to be solved first. I mean, it's ridiculous. People have to wait in line to vote, and other people like me and you voted before. How easy was it? We drive up to the rec center, we get it done, we're back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and that would probably be, like, realistically, I think that would be, I am in favor, right? In a perfect world, I am in favor of, like, okay, are you eligible to vote? Answer, like, 5 fucking basic, like, civic questions, right? But, like, I think the only problem with that some people have, like, raised concerns about, and I even kind of have workarounds for these, is that, like, in a similar way that me and you can show up to the polls, and it's like, okay, they're moving it along fast. Like, we live in, like, an area where it's, like, there's sufficient places to vote. The line is moving fast. People can afford to, and I know there's, like, time you can get off to vote and stuff like that. But people can take more time to be able to be like, oh, I have time to make it to the poll today.
Yeah, it should be a holiday.
Will allow this. Yes.
Yeah.
It would be like, someone brought up to me, like, oh, well, then you're saying, like, poorer people, like, who didn't have, like, a good education because, like, they went to, like, a worse school, or, like, this or that, like, also wouldn't be able to, like, vote, or, like, be less likely to pass the test or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think there's some part of me that's like, yeah, I do believe, like, if you are really interested in voting, right, like, you will find a way. You can, like, access, like, a library computer or something in a lot of instances. You can, like, probably read up on it in your free time. But, I mean, yeah, the truth is, like, it's never going to be perfect. It's not going to be, like, everyone will be like, I know why politics is even important in the first place.
But we kind of already have that because we're a republic, right? We vote for people who are supposed to be more read up on all the details to go to represent us. The issue is, step one is we should make it easier to vote, or we should just not put up the hurdles that a lot of parties intentionally put up. And then if we can get that done, then sure, maybe we can look at the other solutions. But in Tech's just being a dick now. He says poor people shouldn't vote, though. Shut the fuck up, Tech.
He's trying to like make me realize like how stupid like a test would be if it was like implemented. I know that's what he's trying to do. But I generally think, like, a lot of the criticisms of, like, even having a test, like, in the first place are just, like, not valid. At least I don't consider them valid. Like, they don't pay taxes, they don't...
I struggle with the test idea. I really, really do. Not because I don't think your idea is coming from a good place. What you're basically saying is, I think you want tuned in, educated enough to understand what they're really voting for. You would like to prevent people from just going to the polls and going, I'm going to vote for that guy because I want to have a beer with that guy, or he was on this podcast or whatever, right? I think that's what you're saying. Correct?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a part of it.
Okay,
yeah.
So my answer to that would be, while I intellectually agree with you, who am I to deny a fellow citizen's right to vote? Because for them, even though I think it's the incredibly irresponsible and stupid to vote based on who you want to have a beer with, what that test is doing is saying my take on what it means to be an educated voter trumps this other person's take. And I don't think that feels very American to me.
You agree children should be able to vote? Do you think there's some intrinsic value that just kind of like snaps into place when you turn 18 that's like...
No, but I think you should talk about what children is. Do you mean 18? Do you mean
people
14?
under 18? People under
6-year-olds?
the age,
No, I don't think 6-year-olds should be able to vote. Why?
But why? There are some people that, there are people that can vote that literally have like the capacity in terms of like, political understanding.
Okay, well, if you're 6 years old and you're smart enough to vote and you've put any thought at all into it versus, I mean, you're not wrong in the sense that...
And you could say it's like the parents' influences. Like, I'll beat my child if they don't vote. You could say it's like to protect the child.
Or you could just say,
there are many, adults in situations, like the exact same situation.
You're not wrong, but the difference is an adult can know better and do better. Right, an adult should
they
be.
Can, but
that's
be able to and like do in like
yes, you're right.
Applied like practice is completely different, like worlds apart.
You are absolutely right. But what I'm saying though is when we call someone an adult, we say there's a responsibility that comes with that person should have. If you're 6 and you're like, oh, Joe Biden's the guy who likes ice cream, vote. I understand that that's a dumb reason to vote. A 6-year-old doesn't. A 22-year-old should know better and go, if I'm voting for this guy.
But you're just saying like my argument back at me.
No,
like,
I'm not, because a 22-year-old has the brain capacity to know better. They choose not to, or they haven't encountered a life where they've made that choice, but they could. A 6-year-old doesn't have the capacity to do that. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah. And like it kind of gives the people who have multiple kids a big advantage over people who have no kids at all.
That's true too.
Like they're going to influence what their kid votes for.
I hear where you're coming from, and I do appreciate the sentiment, but like, the kind of the pattern, like, oh, your parents were this thing, you're more likely to vote a certain way. I mean, it still exists. And you saying that, like, Dad, like a 6-year-old doesn't have the capacity. Does the intentionality here, or like the actual faculties that they possess, really matter? If like, at the end of the day, the only outcome is going to be like a fucking check in the box, and the 22-year-old could be like, I saw that guy on Aiden Ross, like with the fucking, and they were doing the YMCA dance in the car. Haha, that's funny. I think you're giving too much grace, maybe, to not the majority, but like a meaningful amount of like the adult population. Like I don't think
you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
There should be like limits on voting. I do not think children should be able to vote.
I don't think you're wrong about the practicality of it. I'm just saying that yes, a 22-year-old or an 82-year-old can be influenced for stupid reasons. But at some point you have to basically go, well, in that case, who gets to decide what a stupid reason is? And for an adult, I think we have to bite the bullet because they are mentally developed enough that they can know better if they want to. Adults are tried as adults because they're, it's like, okay, a kid may not have known playing with matches would set the house on fire, but a 22-year-old's going to know that. And if they do it anyway, they should be prosecuted as an adult. A 6-year-old, probably not.
Well, then, again, which leads me back to my question. We can drop this in a minute. Should someone who is of age but has the mental faculties medically, like physiologically, as like a 7 or 8-year-old, like, right? They're very special needs. Should they be barred from voting then in that case?
I mean, it is a very good practical point, but I would say no, they should not be.
Why?
Because you would then have to have a test. Let's say you have a Down syndrome person, and a certain, there's a whole spectrum, right, of kids who have it or adults who have it where it's very severe, and others that are able to function a lot more in our world. Well, then you're going to have to go in and say you're basically back to making an IQ test, which I think is problematic at that point because who gets to decide what's on the test? But there is no perfect solve. Here's what I would say. The problems you're bringing up are incredibly valid and special, but I don't think we should even worry about them until we can get a holiday where President's Day is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. and everybody gets off to vote. It's easy to vote. There's none of this redistricting bullshit. Then it feels like everybody, the best intentions are at hand, and then we can really drill down to some of the more nuanced challenges you're bringing up. But the fact that right now some people have to wait 8 hours in line in the heat, and if you bring them a bottle of water, that's illegal in certain cities because that's politicking. And it's like they're standing in line for 8 hours. Sorry. I think those things should be resolved first. I think those are more pressing, but it's hard to say.
Questions. This is more of like a thought experiment, like hypothetical that's meant to like engage you, I guess. Because although I do think like this person, Andrew C, is going like this is like Orwellian. Like you're gonna lean into like actual like fuck shit if you like keep like pursuing this like, you know, line of questioning, like train of thought. And I don't disagree. I'm with you. But I think there's a lot of like I think there is some value to like engaging with these questions, right?
Of course, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. And look,
because there is a line. I'd say the good thing, like granted, like everything I've been saying, I'd say like the good thing about like, you know, being like 18 or whatever, you know, you have to be like 18 and a citizen or whatever, is it's a very like, it's like a line. It's like, okay, and you can lean it. You could be like really fucking annoying and be like, oh well, like the kids who were able to like survive to 18, like they, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Someone said that in chat. I was like, stop. Don't say that. But fucking yeah, like it's like, okay, you're 18, you're of age, you can vote. Like you bite the bullet somewhere. There's a line that has to be drawn like somewhere. I don't know if there's like a better option to draw the line to prevent like people who are, you know, maybe like I personally think they shouldn't be voting from voting.
I think that's called authoritarianism. Authoritarianism. I mean, that's the problem.
Well, yeah, it is called authoritarianism, but like you don't have to. I guess you don't have to like make it. This sounds bad, but you don't have to make it such a scary word in all contexts. And maybe I'm just like, yeah, maybe I'm just like a little like fringe or whatever.
Well, it's not that, but it is a scary word if you're on the wrong side of it. You know, because let's say Donald Trump could do just that, and believe you me, if he could, he would. And say, here's the test that you have to agree to. Imagine what he's already said, even though somebody in the chat the other day said I was wrong, but I read the quote and they didn't say anything because I read the quote.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, a slippery slope. And
right. But imagine if he said, well, hang on, let me give you the example.
Right, yeah.
It's not even that. If when you're saying it doesn't have to be such a scary word, if Trump's the guy making the test and he just the other day said, I want to go to museums, I think they're too negative and don't celebrate America and they paint slavery only in a negative light or whatever it was he said, if the answer on the test is, was slavery all bad, totally bad, or not bad at all, and you don't answer Trump's pick, you don't get to vote. I mean, that's why it's terrifying.
Not in the framework of the question I'm asking, right? I specified it would not be that kind of test. It would be a civics test, right? It would be like, answer these things about the government, answer some things about the Constitution as it was written, right? It's not like, oh, how do you feel about this topic? Should women have like access to like birth control? And then if you click like no, it's like you can't vote. Like
okay,
it's not like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, but the test that you're describing is simply a test that celebrates and awards memorization. I mean, I can understand, and other people out there like Stephen Miller. I don't think Stephen Miller should vote. He's a fucking Nazi, but I guarantee you he could pass your test, right? So the very nature of making a test like that is still stacking the deck in favor of a certain type of person.
People on a side that you don't like who can pass the test, and that's also kind of the point. It literally, the whole point of the test is to limit people who like don't know like what the fuck they're actually voting for, like who don't know like the candidates they're voting for. They're just like kind of like writing like D's nuts on the ballot or whatever. To be like, oh,
okay, well, there's a difference. Okay, well, wait a minute. Yeah. There's a difference between being an uninformed voter and a troll voter. A troll voter who writes D's nuts, it's not.
Yes, obviously.
But they're very different things.
Like a D's nuts voter versus like I saw like my candidate on a live stream and I like that live stream.
Okay, so you're invalidating the way that human. You're basically saying your test has made a decision of you being manipulated or you being influenced by these types of things is not a valid reason to vote, and so you're out. And I'm just not comfortable with that because maybe it is.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, you don't have to be.
I mean, look at the Nixon Kennedy debates where they were the first televised debates, and everybody on the radio thought Nixon won because his answers were better and more measured, and Kennedy looked better. Well, I'm glad Kennedy was the president, and not Nixon at the time. But a lot of people voted for him because he was young, good looking, worked on TV, and Nixon looked all sweaty and nervous. I mean, it's not that I get where you're coming from. And maybe AI could come up with a perfect test that would say, this is what you're going for. But I don't think quizzing you on branches of the government would work.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I wanna step away from this for 1 minute to call attention to this. Tech Protect says, if you super chat $5 for the next 2 minutes, I will grant you 5 more votes in this election chat. If you guys want 5
now
more
that
votes,
sounds
please,
like politics as
please
usual.
Super chat $5, okay? The more money, each dollar a vote, each vote $1. All right, let's get those. Let's get.
We'll throw in some bonus child votes.
Maybe
That's right. That's
get
right.
your fucking thing, you know.
Can you imagine? I could see, just after watching the horror movie that parades as a comedy that is Idiocracy, I could see like Keemstar running and winning president.
Yeah.
What a nightmare. What a nightmare. All right. Well, fellas, I think we're going to wrap it up. We've been doing this a very long time tonight. It's been a fun show. I appreciate everybody being here. Sarah Ann, my sweet pea, thank you so much. I love you coming on the show. Please come on the show whenever you want to. It's so much fun to talk to you. Tech, feel better. I'll come check on you in a second. I vote for Bunny, says Invader. You goddamn right. Can you imagine every State of the Union she'd come out new makeup and lay an egg for you and all.
Willy Wonka's getting a holiday first thing.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Get off work.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Invader. And nice show. Sarah is a great addition. You goddamn right. I made her myself. So we're back. I'm doing Colin's Sacred Symbols Plus tomorrow at 11, but we are back tomorrow at 6:30. So we'll see you then. That has been Madhouse. Anything to say as we wrap it up, Bunny or Miss Sarah?
Good night. I love y'all. Mwah.
Bye and good night. What are we? Twitch? YouTube?
YouTube.
Kick? Oh, okay. Goodbye and good night, YouTube. Don't forget to
like and subscribe and send us some fucking money. Top chatters. You goddamn right. Top chatters tonight. Here we go. Roboters, number 10. Thank you, buddy. Miss Anna G having a very rough day. She lost her dog today. We're feeling for you. You're in our thoughts, pal. Number 9. Number 8. Turtle Rabbit Fox. You goddamn right with cute little puppy animal. Ricky, number 7. Thank you, buddy. Number 6. The Law of the Instrument, who I think is that hammer guy, I think. Left Control Gaming, number 5. Thank you. Huey, number 4. Thank you. Joey Bag of Donuts, number 3. Invader 42, number 2. And at the top of the charts, Osaka Tano. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe, be well, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.